Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Aso Tarot, and in today's Pick a Tower color deck reading, we are going to be doing everybody's favorite. Y'all love to watch it, I love to make it, Miss Old Reliable. We're going to be asking, how is the person on your mind currently feeling about you? And if this reading resonates today, there will be an extended where we are going to pull channeled messages from this person's higher self and their 3D self, and then we are going to see how the energy is shifting and what this person's next actions towards you are going to be. So if this reading resonates, that will be linked down below. But getting into our 4 piles today, we have the Radiant Tarot with pile 1 and this Bumblebee Jasper Tower. And then for pile 2, we have the Forest of Enchantment Tarot and this Moss Agate Tower. And then for pile 3, we have the Dreamkeeper's Tarot and this Lemurian Aquatine Tower. That's hard to say. And then for pile 4, we have the 5 Cent Tarot and this Lepidolite Tower. So go ahead and pause the video if you need to decide which pile you feel most drawn to. Like I always say, it is absolutely okay to be drawn to more than one. Sometimes we need to check out the vibes in a pile to decide whether it's there for us or not. You may be asking about more than one person. You may be asking about the same person but feel drawn to more than one. Do whatever you want. There are no right or wrongs here. This is here solely for your benefit. So, information is useless if it's not beneficial. So, there's no right or wrong way to do this. Don't pressure yourself. But once you have picked your pile or piles, you can go ahead and scroll down to the description box or the comment section where I will have all the timestamps listed below. And then, like I said, if you're interested in checking out the extended later, that will be directly underneath it, and all of the piles and all that will be linked. So I'm going to stop talking now, and I hope you have found your pile, and I will see you in your reading. Hi there, pile 1. If you guys chose the Bumblebee Jasper Tower and the Radiant Tarot, this is going to be your reading. Oh, you guys probably didn't see this in the intro, but there's a C on the bottom of this that I can't get rid of. So if that's a confirmation or a sync, there you go. But before we get into the tarot, we have to make sure that this pile is actually going to resonate for you. So we are going to start by looking at the overall energy of the connection in a person A, person B style. So it's up to you to decide which energy resonates with you and your person. If you feel like you resonate in both energies, that's absolutely okay. That is often indicative of mirroring of some kind. Don't stress it. But to start with the energy of the connection as a whole right now. Oh, and I should also mention this reading is timeless, so it is for whenever you find it, not for when it was uploaded. But to start, we have number 33 with reflection. The energy of reflection supports our growth through the insights we get from the contemplations of self and others. And I like that energy of like the threes coming together. So let's start with person A's energy. So to start, we have Anima Mundi. I'm probably gonna say that wrong. We have the sea turtle. Actually, I won't put that here. And we have support. And then for person B, we have the comic. We have the orca and security. I don't know if my orca is significant, but like after I said orca, I was like, my orca. I just heard that in my head. So I was like, oh, I don't know. Shout out to Spain. Shout out to my Spaniards. Anyway, let's go ahead and start the reading. This is a really beautiful energy, actually. I really, really like this. And truthfully, it's going to be different for all of you where this connection is. I could see a lot of different possibilities. But one thing that I noticed right away is that both of your animal cards are sea animals, sea creatures. So I would definitely say that there's deep feelings, deep emotions, no matter what. And I definitely think that both of these individuals are in a really big period of like integration is the word that I just heard. It's like, it is reflection, but it's more so integration of what you both have been reflecting on, whether it be together, separately, or both. Now, it's interesting, starting with the, I don't want to say this a bunch of times, so I'm probably going to say it wrong. I have this, like, special skill, and I think it's only when I'm on YouTube, but, like, even if I know how to, like, pronounce a word, it's almost like a short circuit and pronounce it incorrectly anyway. But with the Anima Mundi card, this is the last card in this deck, and I would try to tell you what number it is, but, like, my brain isn't focused enough to, like, focus on that. I think it's 70. Oh, it's 78. I did that in, like, anyway, let's just keep going. This card represents all that there is. It's everything. It's the universe. And this sea turtle represents independence. And so this person A, is in a very, very enlightened state at this moment, which you can even see here, actually. I just realized that. Oh, come on. These damn nails. You can kind of see, I don't know if you can see it, but there's somebody, like, meditating right here, and they've got a little, like, star thing covering their face. But I actually think that's really a really good thing, because this person has so much more awareness than they once did, and they're really in, like, a good place in life. And actually, what's interesting is I noticed that for some of you, like, this could be somebody that that you have a deep connection to, but maybe you're not with, or maybe, like, the connection is really inconsistent. For some of you, it could be a separation situation, but I could also see this being, like, long distance or together, and just at this period of time, you're, like, maybe you're not communicating as much, or maybe there's just life is happening. But this first person is in a really secure position within themselves and within the world. I think they've reached a deep state of, like, surrender and acceptance of what is, of what will be. I just heard K, Sarah, like, you know, whatever will be, will be. And I think that this person has a lot of love for the comic. I think that they will always, and I think that they have just been reflecting on how impactful this connection has been for them. If this is a newer connection, then I would say that they're probably I'd say it's less likely that this is a newer connection, just with, like, the energies that we're seeing here. But it totally could be. I'm not the ultimate authority on that. And I would say, if it is, then I would say that this person is reflecting on how the comic is, how they fit into their life. The sea turtle person. I'm just going to say the sea turtle person. Because this person is just the sea turtle person is in this position of recognizing that they have free will, that they can take care of themselves. Like, I just heard, I'm a bad bitch, you can't kill me. But, like, strong, independent turtle. This person is a strong, independent turtle for sure. And then I just heard the little kid from, like, that meme go, I like turtles. But, oh my god, the comic looks like that kid. Holy shit. Oh my god. Yeah, the comic does like turtles, I will tell you that. If you've never seen the I Like Turtles kid, you need to look at that. Even though I think he was dressed as, like, a zombie or something. What a classic, like, late 2000s moment. But I think that this sea turtle also has a lot of feelings, a lot of love for the comic. And I think that they are very supportive of the comic, like, doing what they need to do to figure their life out. This sea turtle person has such an expansive perspective at this point. They're very they're very accepting of the situation. And I think that this support, this card makes me think of, like, the comic's higher self. Like, maybe this sea turtle person really feels, like, the comic's energy, even if they're not always around them. But I also think this extends to just the universe in general. Like, this sea turtle is really recognizing that they can kind of follow the flow of where life is taking them, kind of like Crush in Finding Nemo, where, you know, he's just riding the waves and stuff. And I really think that that's what this person is up to. Like, they're really trusting the universe. They're reflecting on all the lessons that they've learned, either through this connection or just in general, and how that impacts this connection. And I think they're just very supportive of the comic doing whatever they need to do to have a happy life, have a satisfied life. I think that they're just very, like, this sea turtle is staying in their own lane. And it doesn't mean that they don't have feelings or anything like that. It just means that they are not trying to force anything. They're not trying to make things happen. They're not trying to change anything. They're just allowing life to carry them where they need to go. And they're very comfortable in that. They're very secure in that. They feel supported. They feel okay. And this is a beautiful energy for this person to be in. Now let's go over to the comic, because they also are in a very beautiful energy as well. But it's very interesting because they're kind of different. So the comic person, I would say, is probably less evolved spiritually than the sea turtle person, but they're not far behind. And in fact, I think that they're finally reaching a place where they feel safe, where they feel nurtured. This Orca card talks a lot about family. So I think that this person could be spending a lot of time with family, whether literal family or a family of their own creation. But this card also talks about how, like, there are beliefs that we have soul families, that we may travel, because orcas have, like, really extensive families. Their social lives are actually so interesting. And speaking of, I have some kick-ass orca agate right here, so let me plug that if you've ever been interested. If you feel drawn to this stone, I would definitely get some. You don't need to get one this big, but I like it. And orcas are really badass. Like, they're badass creatures. And I think that this person definitely needs a lot of freedom to, like, grow and make their own mistakes. You know, obviously, like, when orcas are in captivity, it's a really horrible thing for them. It really affects them poorly. Another thing I'm noticing is that, like, my sage is still going. And, like, I don't know how long have we been going? 9 minutes. That is weird. So I think, like, even if shit isn't on fire right now, it's still smoking, like, in the sense of, like, there's always more to be. It's like this connection will not die out. I think that's something that, like, I'm kind of, the vibe that I'm getting, like, it, even, like, you know how when you blow out the candle, there's still all that smoke? It's almost like even if you haven't seen this person in a long time, like, the smoke is still there. And, like, I just heard in my head, like, where there's smoke, there's fire. And it's like, even though this is very watery energy, I think there's a lot of passionate energy between these two. And I think what's interesting about the reflection card is, like, you know, I kind of see the top as, like, you know, the connection to spirit, and the bottom being, like, the connection to earth, and then these two, right, these two in the middle, like, connecting you both. And it's like this connection really checks all the boxes, like, physical connection, check. Emotional connection, check. Mental connection, check. Spiritual connection, check. Like, there's a lot here. And I think, especially for this comic person, that could be something very overwhelming to them. And I think that they are learning how to protect their own heart still. I notice in here as well, there's a feather here, and it really just makes me think of angelic guidance. So I think that even if this person is pretty independent as well, and even doesn't spend time with family, I think that they have a lot of soul family just around them, protecting them, nurturing them, and taking care of them. And actually what's really interesting too is that, you know, we both have rainbows here. But, you know, with the comic, it's very, like, you know, linear, and there's only a little bit of it. Meanwhile, Captain Sea Turtle over here is just, like, everything. Like, you know, astro signs and pearls and eyes and, like, all this shit, right? And so I think the comic is starting to break free from the confines of their shell. And I think their shell has a lot to do with, like, their limiting beliefs, how their ego maybe stops them from doing what they want, or how their ego maybe stops them from speaking their truth. And I think that this person as well is probably pretty guilty of using humor as a coping mechanism, or they maybe just don't feel very comfortable in deeper emotions. And so I do think that one thing this comic person has been doing is they've been learning how to be more emotionally available and heal and be comfortable in deeper emotions through working through those things, like, with the people that they feel closest to with the people that they love most. And I think that this person is learning a lot about the fact that they can really, like, what the fuck is this? Like, what is going on here? Like, it's still going. Like, I'm shocked. What is this? This has never happened before. There's just a lot going on between the two of you, I guess. Maybe not on the surface, but underneath it. Holy shit. Anyway, I definitely think that this comic person is like starting to see color in a way that they couldn't before. Because if you notice this, like the eyes underneath it are in black and white. And so it's almost like, I do think that you have been the cause of a lot of reflection for this person. Well, if they're the comic. If you're the comic, then I think that this person has been responsible. The sea turtle person has been responsible for a lot of your reflection. But I do think that what's interesting is, like, it kind of seems like the sea turtle has done all the reflecting that they've needed to. And this comic person is, like, starting to feel comfortable enough to do the reflecting because they've gotten themselves at least immersed in the idea of, like, feeling deeper emotions and saying, like, oh, okay, like, this is safe. I can trust myself. And I think, too, when it comes to this connection, this person feels like they are safe with you. They feel secure within this. I don't want to say that for all of you, but I think what I heard was they feel like they think they can trust you. So I think that this person does have trust issues, this comic person. Or if you're the comic person, then I would be referring to you. Sorry if I accidentally, like, when I'm channeling, it's hard for me sometimes to remember, like, to keep things. It just flows through me, and my logical brain ain't very home right now. So, like, for example, one thing that I'm seeing here is that I think they're, like, 41 in numerology reduces to 5, and 5 is a number of change. And I really think that in this case, this person is changing their beliefs on what they need to do to protect themselves. And maybe they're realizing maybe they've been putting too many walls up, and maybe they've been so protective of their energy, their emotions, their heart, that nothing can get through, that nothing can thrive. It's almost like I'm seeing, you know, because of this nest, like, baby birds being fed by their mom, but, like, it's almost like this person can't be fed or nurtured because it's almost like they've built a cage around the nest, so, like, the mom can't even get in, you know what I mean? And I think the mom in this case is just divine, nurturing, feminine love. So I think both of these people are just in this state of, like, reflecting on this connection, reflecting how it's impacted them. I would say, honestly, the comic is probably thinking more about this connection than the sea turtle person is, but it's definitely not on their mind. But I do think it's interesting that the orcas are traveling near the sea turtle, so it does kind of seem like maybe the comic is directing more energy towards the sea turtle person, whereas the sea turtle person may be aware of it, but they're kind of just, like, so if you're the sea turtle person, for example, you're kind of just in this energy of, like, yep, I feel it, but, like, I'm not going to force anything. I'm not going to try to make anything happen. And I think that this comic person is just kind of trying to be patient with themselves as they change. And I think what's making it easier is this family support. And it is kind of interesting because the sea turtle person is, like, very much, like, on their own, doing their own thing, not worried about it. And this comic person kind of has their own pod that they are reflecting with. So if that resonates for you, let's go ahead and see how this person is feeling about you. So you guys picked the Radiant Weight Tarot. I will say I got this deck like 2 days ago, and one of my pet peeves is when the decks fold up like that. So if you're drawn to this deck, just be aware of that. And you, like, want to get it, just be aware of that. Not that it's a bad deck. I actually really like it so far. I really like the guidebook and all that, but it's a pet peeve of mine. It's, like, kind of why I don't use the Tarot of the Divine very often, because it just bothers me. But while I am shuffling, I also wanted to give a huge reminder that I'm not doing personal readings at this time. There are a fuck ton of scammers impersonating me right now, especially on Instagram. I guarantee you, if you follow me, at least 2 will try to follow you. Unfortunately, I'm kind of powerless to stop this at the moment, so I just gotta keep moving on with my life. Like, I gotta keep making content and, you know, actually doing what I promise instead of using someone else's likeness to scam innocent people. And I will say, if you're blocking and reporting them, please report them under scam and fraud and not under impersonation, because they are impersonating me, but they're not impersonating me because they want to be me. They're impersonating me because they just want to exploit what I built. So, and scam you guys and fraud you guys. And I don't take too kindly to that. Don't fucking like it. Pisses me off a whole fucking lot. But, you know, that's life. A lot of shit we can't control. So we're going to give this one more good shuffle, and we are going to get going. Okay, so Spirit, how is pile 1's person currently feeling about them? Okay, so we have the 3 of Pentacles upright. We have the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. I don't know what kind of flower that is, but it's really pretty. We have the 5 of Wands. We have the 9 of Swords. Okay. We have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, I think this person definitely has some, like, mother wounds of some kind, or just wounds with, like, feminine energy in general. Okay, can we clarify the 3 of Pentacles? We have the King of Wands. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse. Okay, that's interesting. We have the Page of Cups in reverse. We have the Moon upright. We have the Hierophant in reverse. Yeah, this is definitely related to family. And on the back of the deck, we have the 7 of Wands in reverse. Okay, so this person is definitely aware. Ooh, we have the High Priestess underneath that. That Spirit wanted you to see that. They were like, pile 1 needs to see this. I love that it's an owl too. What's underneath there? What's trying to poke through? Ooh, 8 of Swords in reverse. Okay, noted. All right, I'm gonna move this up and I'm gonna move this down because I think that this is significant. Okay. Or I guess we're just gonna lean like that. That's how we're gonna do things. So this person definitely wants to work with you. They want to make things work here. But with the King of Wands being here, this is Leo energy for sure. We could have 2 fire signs here, but Aries, Leo, Sagittarius doesn't have to be. Don't stress if you feel that way. From what I can see here, this person has a lot of pride and sometimes a lot of ego. I would not be surprised, truthfully, no wonder I kept being like, the comic, like, I would not be surprised if they're like, oh my god, they're even represented by 2, like, what's that color? Yellow, beige, tan cats. This person does have a lot of pride. And, and there's even a lion in this one. I feel like this person has a fear of being tamed, because, like, I'm hearing that Miley Cyrus song, like, I can't be tamed. And I think that this person really, by the way, this is still going. What is going on? Anyway, no wonder there's so much fire. This person does want to, like, build and grow with you, but I think that they're focused on their own growing and building first. Like, maybe career is very important. But I don't think that doesn't mean they don't want to grow with you. I think that they want to be more collaborative. I think that they want to work with you more. I think that they also want to be more fair. I think this person recognizes that maybe they haven't been as fair in the past, and I think that they're trying to put something both above you. And the thing that's above you is, like, a spiritual purpose, a spiritual lesson, like something that's bigger than both of you. And maybe you're also creating something in your life. And so they see this energy between the two of you where it's like, oh, you both could build something really special, because it's, I mean, counterparts coming out here like that, it's very, very telling that this person sees you as somebody very significant and somebody that they see as their equal. And one thing I do want to mention is that obviously there's only one King of Wands card and like one Queen of Wands card. I do want to, like, I feel like sometimes just because of, you know, social conventions and shit like that, you don't have to be, like, this could be a same-sex connection, doesn't matter, like, what you both identify as, but I do think that this person sees you as on their level, if not, like, even more, and I think that definitely intimidates them, but, I do think that there's a level of impatience here, like they want things to shift within this connection. They want to shift things. And let's be clear, they want to shift things. So I see now why Spirit was like, we're doing actions in the extended today. They do want to shift things. They do want to take action. Like the King of Wands, very action-oriented type of lion. And I ain't lying about that. God, I love when we have a pun pile, but with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, with the Queen of Wands in reverse, it's like, I think that this person with this Nine of Swords definitely overthinks, but I think one thing that they worry about is like, am I waiting for something that's not meant to be? Or am I like, it's like they don't want to rush the process. They don't want to like get ahead of themselves, but at the same time, they worry that they may not be investing enough, or that they don't even have enough to invest, that they're not even worthy of you, they're not worthy of this. And I think that is why they're working so hard to really build themselves up, because I think that they need that kind of energy of recognizing their own worth, recognizing that they're this King of Wands, that they're powerful, that they can, I also heard provocative, and that they can be anything they want to be. And I think what sets you apart is the fact that you are so on their level, and I think that they're not really used to that. And with this Five of Wands here, it's quite possible that there have been disagreements between the two of you. You could have been experiencing some rocky times, or this person is dealing with a bit of emotional instability, especially with the Nine of Swords and the Moon here. And I think that's definitely, I want you to be aware that this is definitely affecting how they feel about you, in the sense that they may, just in this moment, just at this time, where they may feel like, oh my God, like what is it? I mean, it's still going. Like this person's fire for you will literally never die out. Like, I almost want to like wave this, like almost like it's a concert and I have a lighter. Wait, let me get a lighter. Yeah, like you're like, you know, I don't know why I'm seeing that. Maybe concerts are like significant, but they really just, it's like they're battling their heart versus their ego. And with this Page of Cups here, it's like they almost want to extend something to you. And one thing that I think is interesting is that in this deck, the Lovers is portrayed by two swans. But it is in reverse. And I think that this person is still learning how to feel comfortable and feel safe within their emotions. And that is leading to some emotional instability. And I think that this is actually really important for them, because they need to learn that it's okay sometimes to act like a child. And it's okay to like, does this person smoke? Oh my gosh, thank God the smoke detector in here doesn't work, because it'd be going off. But I can't get over this. Like, what is this? But anyway, which honestly makes sense. Like, this person is definitely like, I can't get over this connection. Like, what is this? Like, what is going on? And because I think that this person usually does feel very in control. But there's an awareness that, like, you both aren't where either this person wants to be or where you both want to be. But this person doesn't seem very willing to be open and communicate, because the only swords card we have besides the 8 of swords that we saw is the 9 of swords, which is they're kind of like two sides of a similar coin, I guess you could say. And I think that you could say that for you both as well. I think that they're fighting over what they want to do because they have this newfound awareness within their heart that they're still working through, they're still learning, but it's almost like something has like broken. Like they finally, like Spirit's showing me from Avatar, The Last Airbender, like when the Fire Nation is like breaking through the Earth Kingdom's like walls. Like it's almost kind of like that. It's almost like their passion is what broke through their practical nature almost. But it's like they really are constantly fighting back and forth with what to do. And I think that this person is very highly intelligent. The fact that I think you both are highly intelligent, let me say. The fact that one of you is being represented by the comic and the other is being represented by Anima Mundi, there's a deep sense of awareness within both of you, and you both are highly intelligent, and you're both able to see beyond things. But I think that this person, the biggest thing that I have to say is that their behavior is not personal and to you. It's all about them. Because they're really reflecting on how far they've come, where they are now, who they are now. I think that they are starting to get in tune with their intuitive side, and I think that they're finally starting to let their walls down. Like they're tired of fighting the energies they're experiencing. They're tired. Someone could be a firefighter. This is literally like, thank God that isn't weed. I'd be getting a contact high right now if that were. But this person is like, it's like they've let their defensive armor down, but they're not necessarily ready to make any moves yet because they're still kind of stuck in their brain. They're still kind of stuck in their fear of the unknown. But they're getting there. They're getting better. I think that what this person has learned from you and this connection is very different from what they were taught growing up. Oh my God, this is actually like getting really insane. Like what is, wow. And it burned this stick. Okay. Wow. We are really just, we are just on fire tonight, boys. Like, what is this? Anyway, shit. Okay, now I'm just knocking things over. Are you clumsy or is this person clumsy, or both of you? Well, I am, so I may not even be channeling that, but Spirit's like, you need water. This person is really, really overthinking this situation, and I think it's because they care a lot. I think you would be surprised how much this person cares about you. And I think that this person is just really, really afraid of the unknown, because I just heard expectation versus reality. And I think that this person was raised in a very specific way where there were very specific expectations of what they were meant to do, who they were meant to be. I think that they grew up, especially with this Hierophant in reverse, this person could have some kind of religious trauma or like family trauma, maybe both. But I think that they were taught a lot of really unhealthy patterns and beliefs, like through their family and through their spiritual upbringing. And I think that they have spent a lot of their life rebelling against that and thinking that that's probably not their path. But when they think about you, it's almost like this person wanted to deny the existence of a divine power in general. Like they wanted to see life in a very literal, like we live, we work, we die, that's it. And I think that this person maybe has had battles with their spiritual nature where they've really gone back and forth with like, is there a God? Is there not a God? Like, oh, God damn it, I don't know. Like they really struggle. And I think that there definitely are some wounds around their parents in general, or with their with a mother figure, or just a motherly energy, where for some of you, I am hearing that if this person has been married before, I think that they are very wary and very afraid of ever getting into like a commitment like that again. But I think that this person knows that there's something more significant, something deeper here. And I think they do see you as someone, if you're not already in a commitment with them, someone worth committing to. If you are in a commitment with them, I think that this person has a lot of anxiety maybe about being honest about their experiences growing up. Like maybe you've questioned their behavior in certain ways. Like, you know, why do you get really reactive when I bring up this? Or like, why do you hate that? Like you may be quite confused by some of their responses to things, because like the response does not warrant like the trigger, but like this person hasn't communicated like triggers of theirs, but I think they want to let their walls down. Like they know they're starting to see beyond the filter of their own pain, and they're starting to recognize that maybe what they thought wasn't the truth, but in fact it was just what they felt they needed to believe to protect themselves. And I think that this person is realizing that they don't know what's ahead for the two of you. They don't know what's next, and they fear the future. But the moon card, the fact that we have the full moon, and then we have two bats, in the Kim Cran's Animal Spirit deck, the bat talks all about release, and it's in front of a full moon. And so I think that this person is fully recognizing that their mental state is what's holding them back more than anything, and what's stopping them from being authentic more than anything. Because I think that there's a lot of things that this person wants to say to you. And yeah, Strength in reverse and the Eight of Pentacles. It's so much easier just to not focus on, and there's so many eights in this pile. So 3s and 8s could be significant synchronicities. I will also say with the moon, we have Pisces energy. With the Hierophant, we have Taurus energy. But this Queen of Pentacles definitely seems to be more of a, it doesn't seem to be, it could be like a motherly figure or a specific person. I do think that it could also just be, though, the expectation, like societal expectations of like what a partner should be like, or societal expectations of what, at least in this person's culture, of like what they should be or how they should live. I think that there's a massive like rejection of tradition and conformity, despite this person coming off as kind of a more traditional person. I think that they really only rejected tradition and things like that when they felt rejected by the establishment, tradition, things like that. And so I think that there's things that this person has always desired deep down, and I think that it took you coming in to make them realize that maybe there is more here. But I think this person is very afraid, like if you're dating this person, and you both are monogamous and want a deeper commitment in the future, like this, like the Hierophant talks all about, like, you know, can be marriage, commitment. You know, the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles are very like husband, wife, like spouse energies. And I think that this person sees you as somebody that no matter what, they see you as somebody that they would be with long term. Whether you're with them or not, they see you as like an ideal sort of partner, and that scares the living shit out of them. And the funny thing is that right now I just realized that I have to pee, and so I think that they literally like piss themselves. Like you make them just like, you make them feel young again. Like they feel so strong and secure in so many ways, but their emotional development is something that definitely was stunted and shut down. And I think that you reopen that in a lot of ways, and it scares the living daylights out of them. I never say that phrase, so that could be significant for somebody. But they really too, like, I heard like, yes, it's true, I love you. And then I heard another song that was like, I crave you. So this person so you don't think this person loves you, and I think they crave you. And then if you know that this person loves you, then this is confirmation of that. Because I do think that there is a lot of love here. I think that there's just, for this person, the fear is still stronger than the love. And I think that, and it's not about their love for you, it's about their love for themselves. And I think the biggest thing about this pile is that it's like so not personal at all. Like they see you in a very, very high light. It's almost, and even like, here's what's interesting, because even within this Queen of Wands, you know, we have this lion laying down here. We have this beautiful sunflower, and like, you know, sunflowers always grow in the direction of the sun. And I think that like the King of Wands literally represents Leo. Leo is represented by the sun, it's ruled by the sun. And it's almost like you're the sun to this person's sun. And it's like, it's pretty damn bright. And I think that really scares them, because there's also a huge intuitive nature to you too. It's like this person hasn't fully cracked you yet. Like they don't fully understand you yet. Like, you know, you're an onion with a lot of layers, and they have yet to peel all of them. That there could have been a sexual undertone there for some of you. But I think that you're the only person, or one of the only people, that when you come around, it makes this person question their worth. And that message kind of felt like a stab to the gut. Like I hated saying that. And that may be how it felt to you. But you have to understand that, once again, this literally is so not personal. It's all about the fact that, like, you know, maybe this person kind of likes being a big fish in a small pond. And when you're in their pond, they're like, oh shit, maybe I'm not the biggest fish. Or like, maybe I'm not as evolved as I thought I was. Or maybe I'm not as grown as I thought I was. Or maybe I'm not as in control as I thought I was. And I think that this person really values control. They really value, the lessons that you both have been learning. They value what you both have been through together. And I think that the Seven of Pentacles can also talk about reflection as well. I think they have a hard time reflecting about you, but according to this oracle card, y'all are both in this energy. So I think that they may be fighting off the need to reflect, because I think in reflection, this person realizes that for some of you, they either need to apologize for something, or that they need to be the one to make you an offer, or like reopen things. It's like they want things to be playful and fun between the two of you. And I think that they're worried that they're just going to come into conflict, and maybe that's warranted or not. And maybe that fear is valid or unsubstantiated. It's just going to depend on, you know, it's a general reading, you have to take what resonates. But, you know, it's almost like they take so much pride in their power and their ability to take charge and to be a leader and to feel secure in themselves. Like maybe they're the leader of their family in some way, like, or their created family. It doesn't have to be their literal family, but it's almost like they're afraid of what might happen if they did devote themselves long term to you, because they would be devoted to you. And so it's almost like they would be at your mercy. And I think that they're very afraid. I think that they've seen a lot of difficult connections in their life. This could be with their parents, it could be with people around them, it could be the experiences that they've had in committed connections. Like one thing that I'm hearing specifically is that they may have been with someone in the past that they thought for sure was the one, and it really crushed them when they realized that like that wasn't going to be the case, and that it was more so an illusion. Like I just heard karmic partner. Like I definitely think that this was somebody that was meant to be in their life for a reason and meant to teach them a lot of lessons. And I think that those lessons were really tough. And I think that for a while, this person really had to, I think that they really had a hard time even acknowledging that they were in pain. They had a really hard time healing from that. And I think that they're still healing from that. Like there's still things that they need to release. But more so than anything, I feel like they know they have to, I don't know why I'm hearing Bodak yellow in my head right now. maybe they're making money moves to feel more secure in themselves. Because I heard I don't dance now, I make money moves. But I think that through all this reflection, it's like they're constantly, they might be extra exhausted actually, because as I said that, I started to get more tired, and then I kind of realized like the old parts of themselves, the new parts of themselves that they are just awakening to are kind of battling one another. And it's really, and for this person, it really is a battle between their heart and their ego right now, because they're very afraid to release beliefs that they feel no longer serve them, because they're afraid of the unknown. They're afraid of what might happen. Spirit's showing me an image from the TV show Community. If you've ever seen that show, there's a character named Abed, and he has this like room in his apartment for a little while called like the Dreamatorium, and it's like he like runs simulations in there and stuff of like how things will play out and things like that. And I think that this person really has a hard time recognizing when their thoughts have started ruling them instead of them ruling their thoughts, so to speak. So I think that for this person, they may just not be realizing like how their mind is maybe creating more fear than there would be in reality. It's like, I think this person is really afraid of truly opening themselves up. I think this person is really afraid of something deeper, but they feel very deeply for you. And so I think it's just a process of releasing those sort of things and working through them. What I will say is that they see you as someone very, very valuable. And if you are with this person, I do want to say that, like, I think that they're very committed to growing with you. I think that it may just require a lot of patience with them, because they do get in these modes where it's kind of like if they're in a very anxious state or they're really, really in their head, I don't think that this person has a lot of coping mechanisms for it. Maybe that's something that they're learning, but they've just kind of reopened their heart space, like, in general. So I feel like they're going to be a little rusty for a while. And I do have to mention, like, it's still going. Like, this has never happened in my life before. Like, I'm quite confused. But, Spirit, is there anything else? Well, one thing that they want you to know is that, like, you freak them out in the sense that, like, everything that you say to them makes so much sense, and, like, it reveals so much truth, and it's incredibly uncomfortable because now they have to question what they've been taught and question what they've been told to believe and question, how they've been living their life up until now. And this is actually something that, like, I feel like a lot of people experience when they start to see life differently, and this takes the fact that this person is even doing this and willing to, like, reflect on how maybe their beliefs have been an illusion, or how they haven't been as, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, a lot of people are way too afraid to even question their own beliefs or to even question what they've been taught. So the fact that this person is questioning it goes to show that they are somebody who is very brave, somebody who is willing to grow and evolve, somebody who is willing to see the truth for themselves. And I think right now they're definitely in this deeply reflective mode of trying to discover their inner depths, because they look at you like you've got a lot of this life shit figured out, whether you truly do or not. That's how they perceive it. And they're like, what is, like, pile one? Literally, what is pile one smoking? Or, like, what is pile one drinking? What is going on? Like, what are they doing? Like, they're very fascinated by you and incredibly confused by you. And just, like, you're enigmatic, I think, is the best way I could put it. And it's really just this battle between their ego trying to keep them safe and secure, and their heart wanting more and wanting more out of this life. Because right now, I see them as comfortable, but not truly fulfilled. And I think that this person recognizes that you're not going to be what fulfills them, that they can't be what fulfills you, and they see you out here just like doing your own thing and being fulfilled. Or they see you out here just like vibing with your family and finding your own fulfillment. Like they just see you almost doing them better than they can. I think that they see a lot of you in them and a lot of them in you, and they're like, they might have some of that competitive energy, and they almost might feel like, you know, I don't want to be, I hate that. I fucking hate that phrase, Spirit. I just heard, I don't want my balls in her purse. I'm like, first of all, that's definitely coming from somewhere, not for that is not a message for everyone, but for those of you where that resonates, you might want to take that. But this person, especially, they have a lot of masculine energy, or they identify as a man, or just they have a lot of pride and a very like masculine persona. They may just be very afraid that like, they may be afraid of being like whipped, like, which is so ridiculous. Like, I'm rolling my eyes as I channel this. Let me just say, this is coming through me, not from me. But they're challenging those things. They're challenging that. And I think that that's maybe why they've always in the past gone for people who didn't challenge them, who they didn't feel threatened by, because it's just like, because they could drop them in an instant and it wouldn't have mattered, and it's just like whatever. They've kind of just been focused on them, but it's like, it's kind of hard to ignore a second sun, you know? And that's just what you are for them. Oh, I just heard the song Treasure. That is what you are. You are a treasure to them, and they do want to treasure you, but they're afraid that it's almost like what if I go for the treasure and then they don't want me, or what if I do choose the treasure and then I realize it's like not as valuable as I thought, or it's yeah, this person is overthinking a lot, and it's causing me to overthink when I channel this. But I would say that this person is definitely, in terms of their feelings for you, it's like they think you're amazing. Like there's no doubt about it. It's all about them, their own doubts and their own insecurities. And I know that's frustrating to hear, but like we got to meet people with where they're at. And I think the most promising thing is the fact that they're ready to not be defensive. So let's go ahead and pull you some advice now. Get it out of the deck. Shuffle these really quickly. Okay, so Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 1 when it comes to this connection with their person? Okay, Spirit's telling me to take these, so I'm going to take them. So to start, we have yes, just go for it. So maybe if you felt called to take action towards this person, Spirit could be saying yes, do that. If there was a specific question on your mind, this could be a sign that Spirit is saying yes, like the answer is yes. But I also think too, you know, this could also be saying, you know, if you're worried that this person doesn't feel the same way as you, I think this is Spirit saying, go for it and find out. Like, I think it would really shock them. But if you know that, like, this is not something that, maybe it's not happening right now, or like maybe it's not, like this could have something that has nothing to do with like the connection. Like if you've been needing a sign like to go for something, I think that this is your sign to just go for something. I'm also hearing oh my gosh, this movie is so old, the Adam Sandler movie, Just Go With It. But it seems like, especially if you're the sea turtle person, you've already been going with the flow anyway. So I think this could be just an encouragement to continue like surrendering and accepting things as they will be. There we go. That's exactly what I was saying. We have balsamic moon. Things come and go. Surrender to the universe. I also think that this is talking a lot about like whatever has occurred between the two of you. I think that Spirit is really saying, you know, these energies will come and go. And like one thing I will say as well, like if you ever feel drawn to pick a card reading that you've seen before, like feel free to watch it again. Check out a different pile. See if something else resonates. Like, there's a lot of wisdom in these timeless readings, and not just on my channel, like other channels too, you know? And there can be a lot of valuable shit that you miss out on just because you're like, oh, I've already seen that video, I've already seen that. But yeah, if you haven't seen all the piles, you haven't seen that whole video. You haven't gotten all the juice, you know what I mean? Doesn't mean you need to sit and watch tons of different readings, but if you feel called to, or you want to like recheck the energies later when your energy changes, you know, you align with different shit. And we also have Dark Moon, pause and rest, you deserve it. So interestingly, I think a lot of these messages are more so about just like maybe in your own life, because, which honestly makes sense, because I think a lot of this situation may be out of your control. And I think Spirit is saying not to slow your own life down for this person. Like, you know, if you've tried, if you've been like really just trying to put your effort in and like they're kind of hesitating or pulling back, I think that Spirit is saying like, you know, you can just give this person a break, like do what you need to do. Focus on yourself, focus on taking care of yourself. And I think, because I do think that this person wants to be the one to take action, I feel called to pull the top card. So cast a circle, healthy boundaries are crucial for growth. So I definitely think that Spirit is saying, you know, be cognizant of your boundaries with this person, and, you know, make sure to maintain those healthy boundaries, not only with this person, but just like with yourself. You know, if your body's feeling tired, make sure you allow yourself to rest, things of that nature. But let's look what's on the back of the deck. Yeah, we have vision, get clear on what you want. So I think Spirit is saying that maybe, like, for example, if this situation isn't coming in, that might be because you don't know what you want, or maybe you're confused on what you want. Maybe Spirit's saying, like, especially if there's a lull in this connection, or you're not talking to this person right now or something like that, Spirit might be saying, like, take this time to think about what it is that you truly want and like what you want out of life, and don't worry about what this person wants, worry about what you want, because it doesn't matter, like what this person wants doesn't really matter unless it's the same thing that like you want, and then you both can like go from there. But the point of what I'm trying to say is I feel like in a way that this connection will always be there, but I do think that getting clear on what you want out of this connection, or getting clear what you want out of life and how this connection fits into it, might help you surrender and release this connection even more. So pile 1, let me just say, still going, quite impressive. I am going to leave this reading here, and I'm going to go ahead and take things over to the extended now. If you are interested in that, I've got ash all over me. But if you are leaving me here, that is absolutely okay. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for watching my ads. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me. But if you'd like to support me in other ways, you can like this video. You can comment down below, let me know how it resonates. You can subscribe and click that little bell notification to be notified whenever I upload a new video or a new reading. You can check out the extended, because that will definitely support me. Or you can check out my social media or my merch, which will be linked below. And also, like I was saying, scammers, please be careful. All of my official social media accounts are linked below. Anything else is not me. I don't have a backup account. I'm not offering personal readings. I will never DM you trying to solicit a personal reading from you. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. So thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for letting me read your cards. I really hope that you got something out of this reading, and I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you are watching this video, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye! Hi there, pile 2. If you guys chose the Moss Agate Tower and the Forest of Enchantment Tarot, this is going to be your reading. But to make sure this reading is actually for you, I'm going to look at the energy of the connection that I am channeling. If it sounds like your connection, congrats, you found the right pile. If it doesn't, I would try another pile to see if you can find your connection there. If not, I would say that there probably isn't a message for you in this reading, but I do just want to say that this reading is timeless, so it is meant for whenever you find it. It does not matter. The upload time does not matter. It's all about the energy that you're in when you find it. So we're going to start by looking at the energy of the connection through a person A, person B format, and use this card to represent the connecting energy. So the connecting energy between the two of you right now is divine feminine energy. The frequency of the divine feminine supports our soft, receptive, and nurturing side, facilitating our intuition and intrinsic understanding of our connection to the cosmos. And then I don't know why, I just heard Cosmo and Wanda, you ain't slick. So I don't know if somebody has some spirit guides that they connect to with like the Fairly Odd Parents, or if that's an important synchronicity. Maybe someone's named like Timmy or something. Anyway, the first person is being represented by the mirror, the crocodile, yeah, I like that better, and influence. And then the second person is being represented by the underworld, the mouse, and family. Okay, that's really interesting. So we have 33 and 44 here. Okay. Let's start by talking about the connecting energy, because I really want to clarify like what divine feminine energy means. So you both are in divine feminine energy, at least within this connection right now. And everyone has feminine and masculine energy within them. It doesn't matter what gender you identify as. It doesn't matter. None of that shit matters. All it matters, we do energy here. And this is what this is referring to. So when it comes to this divine feminine energy, it does seem like both of you are in an energy of receptivity, but also, what? I just heard sublimation, and don't know the exact definition of that, like off the top of my head. So I don't know if that's a significant word for some of you. Worms actually could be significant, but in terms of this energy, both of you are in a state where it seems like you both are trying to nurture yourselves. You may be trying to nurture the connection, but from what I'm seeing here, it does kind of seem like this connection is not in a place where either person in this connection is happy with. And it does seem like both parties here are just trying their best right now. I actually really want to start with the underworld person, because it definitely seems like they're bearing the brunt of a lot of this heavy energy, because I am feeling heavy energy, and I don't really think it's heavy energy within the connection. It absolutely could be, but I think the heaviness of this energy has to do with the mouse. I'm going to call him the mouse person, with the mouse person's personal life. And I think the crocodile as well, but I think that the crocodile is in a better place, a better space, maybe not much better, but this mouse really seems like they're going through it a little bit. For this mouse person, there could have recently been like someone in their family could have passed away, or someone in their family could be sick and like in hospice care or something like that. There's really heavy energy associated with this mouse, and the mouse talks about really only being able to attend to small details, and it seems like they're really focusing right now on their family. If this person has children, I think that this person is definitely in an energy of being strong for their family, being strong for their children. And this divine feminine energy may extend to caring for them. Another thing that I just heard is that this person, if they have the ability to conceive, they could have had like a miscarriage or something like that. Something that they're like something really difficult that they're trying to heal from. And it seems like this person is really in a lot of darkness right now with this underworld card. But what I think is important about this person is that they're not running away from this darkness. And in fact, I think they're embracing the fact that maybe they're in a darker place and kind of just allowing themselves to descend into this, because it almost seems like the energy, like there does seem to be an energy of like grief here. And the fact of the matter is that even if nothing really sad or traumatic or horrible happened in this person's life, they're still feeling the same way. And I do want to say, like, when it comes to mental health issues and stuff, you don't need a reason to justify why you feel a certain way or why you may be experiencing something. And I do think that this person is really not in a great place right now, not in a great space right now. And I think that they're just trying to maintain their stability. They're just trying to keep themselves above water. They're just doing their best. They're really, and I think they're really working hard to keep themselves together, keep their family together, keep everything together as best as they can. But they're definitely walking through hell and high water is like what I'm hearing, and they're really not doing amazing right now. So I would say it's less likely that you two are in a committed relationship. It is quite possible. And if that is the case, then I would say that there's probably a lot of patience needed on the part of the crocodile person, because this mouse person is just going through so much. I do feel like this mouse person is really just trying their best to get through every single day, trying their best to attend to the small details, things of that nature. And I really think that they're in an energy right now where they're seeing darker parts of life, and it's really changing their perspective. I think it's kind of forcing them to grab on to what they can, like hold on to what they can, hold on to what's important to them. And I think they're also just trying their best to allow themselves to grieve and to be in this position of like not pressuring themselves to act or feel a certain way. One really interesting thing that I'm seeing with the mirror here that I just noticed is that the Roman numerals are inverted. So this would be 40, 48, I think. I could totally be wrong. I'm not great at Roman numerals, and I think this would be 68. But once again, I could be wrong. But I think this is 48, and no, there's no way this is it? Yeah, it is, because the places come before the tools in this deck. So I think this is 48 and this is 68. But when it comes to the crocodile person, I think that whichever person you are, I do think that the two individuals within this connection are very tethered. And I don't know if this is intentional or not. For some of you, it may be intentional. For others, it may be something that you're unaware of. But I do think that despite appearances, in the back of both of these animals, but really people's minds, there is the thought of the other. I think, truthfully though, more so on the crocodile's part, but that's only because the mouse is going through so much. Like the vibe that I get is that the mouse just like really wishes that they could be there more, they could do more, but it's like right now they really just have to take care of themselves and those closest to them, and just kind of get through this energy. Like this mouse person is not really able to. They feel really small right now. They feel really they feel like life has knocked them down a little bit, and I think that they're just trying their best right now. And when it comes to the crocodile person, they're very understanding and patient about this. And maybe this crocodile person understands what the mouse person is going through because they have been there themselves, or they can just empathize with the mouse person and maybe they feel an element of those same feelings for different reasons or similar reasons. But what I do see here is that this crocodile person really is taking this time to work on their self-image, to work on bettering themselves. And I think they're being very, very, very patient with this, with the mouse person. Like, they're not going anywhere. Like, from what I can see, it does kind of seem like, because in this card, it talks about the fact that crocodiles are like really patient and they can wait on prey and things like that for a long time. But I don't think this crocodile person is seeing the mouse as prey. I think they're seeing them as somebody that they want in their life, something that they want, somebody that they want more with. With the influence card, it is quite possible that this crocodile person could be you, because of the influence card, this person could be like getting readings about this situation or like getting information about it. It does seem like the decision to wait on this person is a calculated move of some kind because of what they've been told. Whether these two individuals run in similar circles, have mutual friends, and somebody's told this crocodile person, about what the mouse person is going through, or maybe the mouse person directly told them. It's possible this crocodile person could have heard through mutual friends about the mouse's true feelings for them or something like that. But with the mirror card here, I do think that this crocodile person is also taking time to figure themselves out. Because one thing that I'm seeing here is, with this influence card, it's possible that there could have been like some interference within this connection. You'll know if that's the case. But there could have just been like other opinions. I heard other eyes and like other, a lot of hearsay is like kind of what I'm hearing and what I'm saying. But the mirror card here, I think this crocodile maybe has had some wake-up call in some sort of way, where maybe they're realizing like the way that they were living or the way that they were going about things was just not reflective of how they felt on the inside. I think they had to take like a good look in the mirror and like realize that like maybe they had become an emulation of their surroundings rather than who they truly were. And I do think that this crocodile person is just in this state of really trying to nurture themselves and learn how to love themselves. And one thing that I do want to say is, because we do have this water here, it's like this crocodile person at the very least definitely has feelings for the mouse. I think the mouse person, because we're only just in the oracles, I can't really say quite yet, but I do think this mouse person doesn't have the capacity at this time to like meet the crocodile at the same level. Like they've only got so much time and energy to expend, and existing right now for this mouse person is quite difficult. But with this crocodile person, I definitely think that they're recognizing that whatever the mouse is going through isn't personal. And I think that this crocodile is kind of in this situation where like it seems like they're half in and they're half out. It's like they're living their life and like doing their own thing, but there's always this this crocodile just kind of like wants to move its eye, like creep its eye over to see, like check up on the mouse, like check up on how they're doing. And I think they're just kind of either waiting for a sign, or they're in this like limbo period where they're in this process of self-discovery, and they're just trying to figure their own shit out and not let other people influence them with what they want. I think that this crocodile person maybe has been guilty of people pleasing in the past. Same with this mouse person. Maybe that's something that they have in common, but I do think that this crocodile person is recognizing that maybe they were living according to what people told them rather than according to their true values or what they really wanted. And so as a result, I think that they are working really hard to kind of work on themselves, nurture themselves, parent, specifically mother themselves, and become the person that they visualize themselves, because that's what they want to see in the mirror. And I think as well, this crocodile is realizing how maybe malleable they are to energy, because it's quite possible that whoever they're around, they end up mirroring the energy of that environment. And so maybe this crocodile realized that they couldn't necessarily be in the same environment with the mouse because they weren't able to protect their energy, and like having both parties feeling that way, feeling this underworld energy, like was not beneficial to anyone. So I do kind of just get this vibe, like, you know, especially because both of them are looking in the opposite directions. Like, I do feel like both of them are really in this energy of just doing their best every day and tackling things one day at a time, and just trying to take care of themselves, take care of things. And I think both of these parties intuitively feel each other, but I think that there are external circumstances affecting both parties' capabilities to show up in this connection in like a clear and healthy way. So if that resonates, let's go ahead and get into your tarot now. Shut up. So this deck, I will say, if you've ever seen a reading of mine, or I've only done this in a couple of readings actually, where I've just like, and it was only recently, where I lost my shit because the deck that I was using, like wands were like acorns, and I was just like, it just doesn't fucking make sense. Like, but this deck, there's like no normal name in it. So I don't trust myself to not fuck things up. So I wrote a little note to myself of just what the ones are, and sometimes when I get really deep in channeling, like my brain doesn't remember to correct things. So if I accidentally say the wrong, like wands, cups, I've got it here for you so you can see it. I wasn't gonna show it. If I was, okay, Spirit told me that I should show it, but yeah, I would have wrote it less aggressively. But you know, y'all know what you get on this channel. Fuck is my favorite word, I'm not gonna lie about that. It's just a good fucking word. Swearing's good for you. It clears the throat chakra. Oh, and also, I should mention, I'm going to do this in every single pile, but there are tons of scammers impersonating me right now, especially on Instagram. Like, if you follow me, you'll probably get followed by at least 2 accounts. So I just want to remind all of you and reiterate that I'm not booking personal readings at this time. I really wish I was, but like I just don't have the time and energy to do that, and that's why I put so much effort into my general readings. But I will not ever DM you and try to solicit a personal reading. Just know that like if you get a DM that from someone that sounds like me, it's not me. I'll never DM you to solicit a personal reading from you. These scammers are getting incredibly predatory and just over the top, and like I can't control it, unfortunately. You know, Instagram won't verify me. I really kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. So I just want to remind you guys, you know, be safe. Don't fall for something like that. Always do your research. If it's not linked below, if the account is not linked below in this video or on my channel, it's not mine, period. I don't have a backup account, anything like that. Okay, let's get into the reading now. So, Spirit, how is pile 2's person currently feeling about pile 2? Okay, so we have the Lovers, and we have, oh, so I guess I lied. There is one that's normal. And we have the, what the fuck is a Keeper? I didn't write that down. Okay, hang on. Sorry about that. Oh, shit. Okay. I gotta say, this deck really went above and beyond. Like, there's nothing normal in it besides the Lovers, apparently. You know, I made the mistake of assuming that we would at least have king and queen, right? Nope, we've got weaver and keeper. I mean, with the utmost peace and love, like, come on, like, can we just keep some sense of normalcy? It's okay. I'm just, it's not even a big deal. I'm being dramatic. I don't even know why I'm shuffling again, but okay. Spirit, what else? How is pile? Okay, so we have the Knight of, so we have the Lovers, King of Wands in reverse, Knight of Swords upright. We have the Five of Pentacles and the Sun. The main reason, I will say, the main reason why it, like, grinds my gears is because if you learn from a traditional Rider-Waite, that is like that is what I deposit in my brain under like all the possible things it can mean. And so when you've got the fucking Keeper of Spells as like the King of Wands, I'm like, my brain has to do so much more work, and it's just like a lot when I'm trying to channel. And that's why I'm like, I just really appreciate creators that honor easier names. But, you know, I respect this too. I respect that there's a lot of value that can come from switching things up. I'm just bitching. Okay, so can we clarify the Lovers? We have the Two of Pentacles, clarifying the King of Wands in reverse. We have the Seven of Cups. I may just cover these all with tape and change the names, but I don't know if I care enough. We have the Knight of Cups in reverse. Clarifying the Five of Pentacles, we have two cards. Okay, so we have the Magician in reverse and the Queen of Cups in reverse. All right, let's go like that. And clarifying the Sun, we have the Moon. All right, that's pretty fitting. And on the back of the deck, we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Okay. I will just say, I'm just one more thing. One more thing and that's it. Like, I get it. I get that deck creators want to be creative and fit the theme, but like, do it for a fucking Oracle deck. Just make it simple. You know, if you're going to follow a Rider-Waite structure, honor it. Okay, I'm done bitching. I'm just... you know, I've just been doing this for a little while, and it's got to be my top tarot pet peeve. Like, I get a couple changes here and there, but like, what the fuck? Like, seriously, what the fuck? Like, the artwork is so beautiful. I love the theme of this deck, but what the fuck is the Five of Boons? Like, I want to say the Five of Boobs. Like, that's more funny. Anyway, okay, let's start. I'm sorry. I'm done bitching. Okay, so the Lovers clarified by the Two of Pentacles. So I definitely think that this person feels the connection with you. Like, this is the real deal. But that is something very hard for this person to balance. And truthfully, yeah, what's this? The Weaver, the Queen of Swords. Yeah, this person is definitely struggling in terms of their mentality. Like, they have a very negative mindset. But this negative mindset, like I'm not blaming them for having this negative mindset, because it does seem like their life, at least recently, has been in a trajectory of a downward spiral through like really difficult events in their life, or the results of very difficult things in their life. I feel like this person right now doesn't really see a way out of this darkness. We'll get there, but it kind of seems like this person has just been dealing with a lot of demons, a lot of darkness. And it's not something that they want to implicate you in. With the Two of Pentacles clarifying the Lovers, it's like, the way that I see it is like they're, ooh, that's creepy. That little troll under there. Like, one of these sides is like your connection, and the other side is like the rest of their life, everything else in their life. And I think that this connection weighs really heavy on them. Like, it's really meaningful to them. It's really important. And think that they didn't always honor the value of it, or they didn't always see the value of it. And that's maybe partially because they didn't know what they wanted. But there's definitely a self-destructive aspect to this person's personality, where when they feel triggered, it's like they kind of implode. I do think that they see you in their dreams a lot. And I do think that they daydream about you a lot. But I don't think they have the ability to, at least at this time, come correctly in a way that in a way at all, I think. And really, I don't want to like place any blame on this person's perspective or anything like that, like, because it really does seem like they've been through a lot, and they're really just trying their best right now. And I think at the very least they do recognize like how special your connection is, how special the connection between the two of you is, and they value that. And I think that there's a part of them where they say things like, that's just not me, that's not me. And it's almost as, and it's about themselves, where they may have certain ideas or certain beliefs that they've held on to since they were quite young. I do want to mention as well, we do have the King and Queen of Wands, so that is counterpart energy. And with the Lovers, it's more counterpart energy, but they definitely, they do not have the ability at this time to stand in their power, because their perspective is very distorted. And I do think as well, there is an element of your guides protecting you from this person. Remember that rejection is divine protection, and I don't think that this rejection or protection is something that you want, or it may be something that you feel like is really frustrating or confusing, or you might be like, why is this happening? Like, our connection is great. It's more so because the divine does not want you to be affected by this person in this state, because it really wouldn't do either of you good. And what I'm seeing here with the Knight of Swords clarified by the Knight of Cups in reverse, I do think that this person is really emotionally unavailable right now. They're really turned off, not by you, but just like turned off in a life sort of sense. Like this, like like the energy here is just so like, it's heavy, but it is resilient. And one thing that gives me a lot of hope about this connection and this person in general is the fact that they are a fighter. And actually what I'm being shown right now is that scene from Monty Python and the Holy Grail, the Black Knight, you know, where he's like getting his arm cut off and he's like, 'tis but a scratch. And I think that's how this person, that's how their attitude is in life. You know, they're really not somebody to admit their well, I was about to say admit their weaknesses, and then Madison came through me, and I was like, shout out to anyone else named Madison though. Hey, named Bestie. Anyway, fuck, what was I saying? God damn it, I'm sorry. They're the type of person who views emotion as weakness, and I don't fucking agree with that. So I'm gonna say I think it takes real strength to express your emotions. But I do think that this person views emotions as a sign of vulnerability, a sign of weakness. And if you can see here, you know, this motherfucker, if we can lift him up, he is suited like head to damn toe. And I think that this person really is in the business right now of slaying their own demons. I think that's where they're at. And I do think it's quite possible you could still be in communication with this person. If not, I do think that this person wants to talk to you. I think it's more so just that maybe energetically they feel your like hope. And I don't want to say that in a bad way. Like, they want to have hope for this connection. And the fact that you do have hope, I mean, at least I'm picking up the vibe that you have hope for this connection. It is reassuring to them. But it's also like, at times I think they feel like pressure. They feel like they may not be able to, like, they don't want to disappoint you. And so they may avoid you because they may be like unsure of what your expectations are. They may be unsure of what you want, or if they know what you want, if they know what your expectations are, they may just be unsure that they can adhere to them. And one thing that's interesting, I understand now why Spirit made me pick this deck, because they knew it would piss me off. Like, they knew this deck would piss me off. Like, and they're right. And I think that this person, and this is how divinely orchestrated, like, everything is. Like, the divine totally had me pick this deck, which is so out of character for me, because if you guys, like, notice on my channel, like, I usually like to have all the decks be the same. It just, like, is more satisfying to me. I'm trying to break out of that just because, like, I have so many decks and I like to use them. But I wasn't going to use this deck because I was like, it's not the same size as the others, and that kind of bothers me. But I was like, I'll just use it. So I know why they did it now. They did it because they were using me as a mechanism to express that this person does seem to have anger issues, and they don't want you to be implicated in that. So, like, me, like, throwing this out and be like, God damn it, like, what the fuck is this? Like, it's definitely the energy that this person is in, not around you, but in general. I think that the only emotion they feel comfortable expressing is anger. I think that beyond anger, they just feel like anything else is not okay. And I do think that this person is mad. Not mad at you, mad at life. And it's a really understandable energy to be in, and I think it's something that we all cycle through. And this person really is in this, like, kind of rock bottom-esque energy, or they're kind of struggling to get out of that. It's almost like this person can't even peer into what's in their heart space because they're too guarded. They're too occupied and consumed with what's going on in their life. And I think actually one thing that Spirit is showing me through this is that if you're not in communication with them, like if this person is not communicating with you, I think that's partially because they may be dealing with mood swings as well, like really intense ones actually. And they just don't want you to have to deal with that. They don't want you to have to deal with them in that way. And the vibe that I get from you is kind of like, you know, like you'd be more than willing to deal with it, to go through it. But I think the point of it is that this person doesn't want to drag you into any of that. Like, this person may be keeping up too many boundaries, if I'm being honest. But I think that that's just how this person works through things. And I think that a lot of their pride is invested in them being the hero, or being the problem solver, or fixing things for themselves. It's almost like they have no time for their fantasies, because I do think that you're a fantasy of theirs. If you're a musician of any type, I think they really like your music. They think you're really talented. For some of you, they love your singing voice. For some of you, if your singing voice is not too great, they love it so much. Almost like, I wanted to say more than the people that, like, loved the pretty people singing voices. I think that this person just loves your voice in general. And I think that you say some really powerful things to this person. If this person has said things to you that were out of character, or just, like, out of turn, and, like, not okay, I think that this person wants you to know that it wasn't what was in their heart. It was more so an impulsive, like, they were probably in a mood swing of some kind. It's possible you could have triggered them in some way, whether intentional or unintentional. It could be completely unintentional. But I do think that this person is still working through emotional immaturity, or just being tuned into their emotions in general. with the Five of Pentacles here, this is once again a card of straight up not having a good time right now. They're feeling really low, lower than the floor, and they feel like they just don't have a chance right now. And with the Magician and the Queen of Wands in reverse, I do think that they feel incapable of being worthy of you right now. And the one thing that you need to know is that you could never show this person their worth. Until they see it for themselves, their worth doesn't exist. So if they see themselves as worthless, they're right, they are worthless. Not literally, but that's their truth, and therefore that's the energy that's going to be received and accepted by the universe. You know what I mean? And this person feels very disempowered, very unworthy, very low, and it sucks because you make them so happy, but they feel like their presence in your life is selfish because they feel like they don't, I almost want to cry saying this, they feel like they don't contribute anything positive. I feel really drawn to this card, so I'm going to see what it is. What? Oh, it's suspension, whatever the fuck that is. Let's see. Oh, it's the Hanged Man, because it's 12. That's the Hanged Man in reverse. So it's like, I think this person still has a lot of rage. Like, you know the stages of grief? It's like, which I heard that those were like disproven, or that they're not real, or that they're not as I don't know. I don't know. But it does kind of seem like this person has a lot of rage right now, and this is something that they need to get out. And the last thing they ever want is to take their rage out on you in any way. And if they have, I think that's something they haven't forgiven themselves for, and I don't think that's something they will ever forgive themselves for. And it's interesting because we have the Enchanter and we have the Enchanter's Wheel. And I think that this person, maybe when you met them, or maybe like maybe before you knew them, this person was actually really, really confident, really like they could have kind of been a player, or somebody that just felt like the world revolved around them, or they felt really powerful. I noticed myself grabbing this Herkimer diamond. So Herkimer, New York, or like the state of New York, could be significant. Herkimer diamonds could be significant. Archangel Gabriel could be significant as well, because this is his stone. But I do think that this person really, really values you and really just sees you as a beautiful... Oh, I'm hearing the song Day and Night. Who is that? Kid Cudi? I don't know. Day and Night. Something. I'm just hearing the song. I can't remember the lyrics. I'm sorry. But they think about you day and night. Like you are always on their mind. And I think that's the saddest part, because it's almost like, okay, this is the energy and the attitude that this person has, and I just want to tell you how distorted it is, like right before I say it, but they're almost angry at the universe for meeting you and for them bringing you into their lives and keeping you on their mind, because it's almost like they're viewing it from this state of like, why do you keep reminding me that I'm worthless? Why do you keep reminding me that I'm not good enough? Why do you keep reminding me that I'll never be good enough for this person, and that I'll never... And the universe is like, nah, homie, like that's all you, but they got to work through that themselves, you know? And instead of seeing the universe giving them signs and messages and syncs about you as a sign that there's something deeper here, or that there's something worth fighting for, it's like, instead they see it as a reason to give up, or a reason to be angry, or a reason to be more frustrated. And that kind of really represents this like self-imploding energy that this person has. And it's like, there really is nobody that can cut them out of this spiral but them. And I do think that this is the type of person that unfortunately has to learn lessons the hard way. And so the universe is enacting that template in this person's life. I don't know if this is relevant to the reading, but Spirit just wanted me to say it. I've been saying this a lot, especially recently. Life doesn't really get easier. It's just we learn ways to make dealing with life easier. And I think that this person is in the difficult process right now of having to learn how to fend for themselves, in the sense that they're either going to succumb to their own mentality or they're going to fight and get out of it. And they may for a while, just if they are in survival mode, or because it does kind of seem like they're in survival mode. Like the universe is definitely not under an expectation that this person needs to get their shit together right now or figure things out right now, because it does seem like this person is going through a ton of shit, and like the universe is not angry for how this person is feeling, if that makes sense. Like this person is very much like battling their own demons, and that's not a part of something, and that's not something that you need to be a part of. And you may be frustrated by that, but it's something that needs to happen, especially for your own protection and for your own development. But it should be known that you make this person incredibly happy. But this person doesn't even feel like they... See, I was about to say this person doesn't even deserve happiness. Like that's how they feel. And like I check that. I'm like, well, what the fuck? Like, of course this person deserves happiness. They deserve tons of happiness. They deserve love. They deserve compassion. But they're viewing life through the filter of their own pain. And until they can deal with that pain in a healthy way, the universe is going to keep you protected from this, because they want you to thrive. And if you both have kind of been in this energy, then I would say maybe that there is a need to step back and reflect. But I don't think that you're in the same energy as this person. If anything, I think you wish you could help this person more. I'm hearing a K-pop song right now. It's 4 minute. It's not Crazy, but it's from the same album as Crazy. It's like, there's just a part where one of them is rapping and she says like step back, and that's what I was hearing. I can't remember the song right now, I'm sorry. If somebody knows it, comment it down below. I know it's 4 minute. Anyway, with the sunlight and the moonlight here, I think one thing that the universe wants you to know, like on a side note, there's this quote like, 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. And I think that Spirit is saying that the energy that this situation is temporary, but that there is a need to be patient and accept where things are at, because they're not things that you can change. If you could, it would be different, but Spirit is really saying like you cannot fight this person's battles for them. You cannot change this. This is something that this person really needs to, they need to find their way home, you know? Like this person is almost like choosing suffering because they feel like that's what they deserve. And if that's what this person is choosing, then you can't change that. You can't fix that. And it's not your job to. And, you know, everybody has to be responsible for their own needs in that way. And this person is going to have to find their way home. You can't lead them there. Because even if you did lead them there, then they would be under this impression that they couldn't do it alone. And then they would hate themselves even more. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a frustrating mentality, but that's just how this person is. And you can't change it. You just got to accept it. And, you know, everything is equally valid. And I think that, you know, this is just the process this person has to be in. And I think one thing that they do know is that it's like they light up when they're around you, especially, which makes sense with that sunlight card. And I think especially at night is when they really, really think about you. I feel like I just heard, like, when I look at the moon, I think of you. And I think that this person really, really wishes things could be different. I feel like this person wishes they were different. I feel like this person wishes they weren't themselves. And that's part of the problem. This person needs to value who they are before they can fully show up in any sort of commitment. Even if you are in a commitment with this person, which I would say is highly unlikely, but could be an on and off sort of situation, I do think that this person is purposefully holding themselves back, keeping themselves away from you, because they almost want to leave things open in case someone better comes along. And here's what's interesting that I just noticed as well with this King of Wands, or I'm sorry, Keeper of Spells. It's like the same spiral, and it's right in this King's heart space. And so I do think that this person is going to have to go down their spiral of negative emotions before they come out on the other side. And it's like, unfortunately, this is the way they're choosing to learn things. It's like, you know how, like, on Mario Kart, you can, or any video game really, you can pick the level of difficulty. Like, your person, unfortunately, is picking, like, 150cc with, like, the worst cart and, like, the worst characters ever. Like, I don't even know what those are. But, like, just for reference, my favorite Mario Kart is the one on GameCube, and that's the only valid one I count. So, you don't have to like it, but same thing with this person. You don't have to like it, you just have to accept it. Well, you don't have to accept it, and you don't have to accept this. You don't have to accept this person. You can change whatever you want. You can comment down below and be like, nah, I think Mario Kart for the Wii is better, and I would say that's completely valid. It's just that's the only one I've played. Well, no, I think I played on the Wii. It's just, I think GameCube is just the best system ever. I wish the new GameCube would come out, because it's like, I love GameCube. Anyway, yeah, with this, like, Wheel of Fortune in reverse here, this is definitely very karmic in nature. I wouldn't be surprised for some of you if this person was, like, going through their Saturn return or something like that. It seems like a lot of tough lessons that they weren't willing to learn, or that they were willfully ignoring, have kind of come to a head, and it's like they're I just heard in my head, like, that Sonic kid screaming, like, when will you learn that your actions have consequences? And you know, I think that they are reaching the point where the universe is creating the elements to where this person has to sink or swim. And the thing is that I don't think that this person wants to sink or swim. I think that they're angry that they're in the water in general. I think that they're just treading water right now. They're just keeping things as, like, they're keeping things as stable as they possibly can. It's like they're really trying to control, how they're trying to, well, I guess what they're really doing is they're trying to prevent change. And so they're controlling whatever they can to keep anything from changing. But what I do need you to know, because this has been a lot about this person, and I know that might be kind of frustrating, but I do want to mention, because I even picked up on this earlier, is like this person, like, recognizes your value, sees your worth, feels like you are amazing, like, you are, like, everything, like, with the cherry on top, like, amazing. But they don't feel great. And so I think the universe is really just trying to get you to see things from their shoes and understand that, like, this isn't personal. This is entirely like somebody who just is not in the energy to be able to provide either what you need, what you want, or provide anything in general. It's like they can't even show up for themselves, so they're not going to be able to show up for anyone else. Like, and I think that this person is also very, like, extra sensitive. Like, they're already super disappointed in themselves. They're disappointed in life, and the last thing they want is to disappoint somebody that they value so highly and see so highly. And, like, as I heard that, I'm like, I heard a voice being like, bullshit, like, they don't see me that way. And it's like, no, yeah, they do. It's just that you can't take their actions so personally. Like, this person really is, like, the quintessential, like, you know, acting like they feel like they're doing what's best, but they're also unwilling to communicate why that is. And I think that is what's so frustrating for you. But I think that also, like, they don't really know how to communicate this. Like, because they haven't really fully seen that for themselves. So, like, they would just say, like, like, this is just the way I am, or this is how it is, or, like, you know, I can't change. And, like, that is something that the universe is going to have to show them. You can't show them that. And I do think that this person is kind of stubborn when it comes to conceding to the universe, especially if this person did have a God complex at one point. I think that they're really having a hard time being humbled by the universe. And I think that the universe has really just reached a point where they're like, okay, this person they need to figure this out on their own. Like, and they're not alone. Like, they have a lot of, like, spiritual support around them, but they're not open or in tune to it. I also don't really think, like, in terms of this person's, like, energy, like, I'm seeing the root chakra, the sacral chakra, and the third eye chakra. So I do think that this person has, like, visions about you, about this connection, but I don't really think that they understand what they are. I don't really think that this person trusts them. I think that this person is very, like, logical. And I think right now they're just kind of trying to stay grounded, stay connected. And they're kind of in a back to basics energy. And they see the world in you, but unfortunately they don't even see themselves as deserving of having a place in the world. And so that is just a huge discrepancy. Yeah. Spirit's telling me, like, they just feel depleted, and just, it's like right now that they feel really burnt out. Thanks, candle. And so until this energy can shift, until they can learn, they're just kind of going to be in this energy of doing the best they can. And I really do want to stress that this is the best that they can do right now. And we really just have to meet people with where they're at. I mean, you don't have to do anything, but, you know, you can't change how somebody is living life, and it's not your job to. So we're going to finish off before we move over to the extended and look at one, channeled messages from this person's higher self and their 3D self, and what this person's next move towards you is going to be. So I'm really interested to see what's going to come with that. But if you're interested in the extended, we're going to look at that after we look at advice for you. That will be linked down below. But we're going to go ahead and get you some advice now and just see what Spirit wants you to know moving forward. So Spirit, what does pile 2 need to know at this time, please? What does pile 2 need to know? Monsters Inc. could also be significant. I just heard boo, like the cute little, like, boo, like, you know. Y'all know who I'm talking about. If you've seen Monsters Inc. If you haven't, then you probably don't. But anyway, let's start with your first card. Mr. Herkimer Diamond. Okay. We have Waning Gibbous, Count Your Blessings. Yeah. this might be a really irritating card to get right now, because usually when you're really frustrated with life, the last thing you want to hear is like, you should be grateful, like you should just be like happy, like everything should just be fine. And you're like, dude, what the fuck? Like, no, like I'm pissed off at life right now. And I think Spirit is saying that's absolutely valid, but the practice of cultivating gratitude is something that can be really helpful. And actually, speaking of, I think I'm gonna pull you guys a gratitude message as well. Just don't tell the other piles, and if one of the other piles watches this, sorry, but sometimes some piles get a little extra something, and sometimes piles don't. Doesn't mean I love you any differently. Just means that different energies call for different responses. But let's keep going with these first. So I guess this one really wanted to come out. We have Witch's Hat. Express yourself and share your gifts with the world. Yeah, I think Spirit is really asking you to, especially if you have any really heavy feelings about this person, heavy feelings about this situation, I think that Spirit is really asking you to invest in yourself right now, invest in your creations, and continue to glow up, continue to be the manifester of your own life, continue to speak your truth. And you know, I will say one thing: if you are in communication with this person, if you send this person like kind and encouraging messages, I do think that they really appreciate that. Even if they don't respond to them, they do appreciate them. So I do want you to know that, like, it's not that you're not unappreciated, it's that this person is just in a really dark place. And let's see, we also have Crescent Moon. Keep moving forward, you've got this. Yeah, I really think in this situation, it's like you really can't sit and wait on this person, because it's going to cause you to stagnate. And you know, you can't set yourself on fire to keep this person warm, because truthfully, this person would never want you to do that. They see your value, and if you can't, that's a problem. And if you see their value and they can't, that's an area where you're mirroring, and that's an area where you want to look at, okay, why do I not see myself as valuable? Why do I not want to invest in myself? Why do I not want to be my best self? Why do I want to invest my energy in other people? Is it because I'm avoiding my own things? Is it because I'm not really comfortable looking underneath what's going on? I think Spirit is saying you just need to keep heading towards the light. Keep heading towards your North Star. Because if this person is meant to catch up with you, they will. And that will happen. And we may see something in the extended, I don't know. But what Spirit is saying is that you cannot sit and wait on this person, because you'll both miss the train. You know what I mean? Just because this person's gonna miss the train doesn't mean you should. I don't know why I said train, but all right, let's finish off with a gratitude message for you, not this person. But I think actually these two. Okay. Gotcha, Spirit. Thank you. So we have inspiration, and it says, think of 3 things you did this year that you are proud of. Honor the effort it took. Honor the effort it took. And this quote says, there is freedom waiting for you on the breezes of the sky, and you ask, what if I fall? Oh, but my darling, what if you fly? And I think Spirit is really saying it's your time to fly. It's your time to shine. And just because somebody else is in a bad place doesn't mean that you need to match that energy. You know, we're all at different places, and you're not required to hold on to something. And we also have reflect on all the homes you've ever had, good or bad, cherished or abandoned. They are the hands that have held you as you made your way. And it says, we shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all of our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time. Let me read that again. I'm sorry, that probably sounded confusing. We shall not cease exploration, and the end of all of our exploring will be to arrive where we started and to know the place for the first time. And I almost think, like, yeah, this situation is going to come full circle, but when it does, you two will be very different people, especially this person. I think that you've already been in the process of change and transformation, but this person is still working through that. So pile 2, I am going to take it over to the extended now, where we are going to do what I just talked about earlier. But if you're leaving me here, that is absolutely okay. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for watching my ads. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me. But if you would like to support me in other ways, you can like this video, you can comment down below, let me know how it resonates. You can subscribe if you haven't already and click that little notification bell. You can follow me on my social media accounts. Just be aware of scammers. If the account is not linked below in this video or on my channel, it is not mine. You can check out my merch, which is linked below. I think I said that. And I think that's it. Besides like getting the extended, but that's obviously that's supporting me. But yeah, okay, that's all I have. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for letting me tune into your energy and read your cards. I really hope that this was beneficial. I really hope that this had messages that you need to hear. I really hope that you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this video, and I hope you all will come back and see me again soon. Bye! Hi there, pile 3. If you guys chose the why do I keep saying it like that? Lemurian Aquatine stone and the Dreamkeeper's tarot, this is going to be your reading. I don't know. Well, I know why. This stone, like, its name just makes me think of Aquatine Hunger Force, but probably only a personality like mine probably watches Aquatine Hunger Force, but it's a show on Adult Swim for anyone that watches that. But to make sure that this is your reading, and before we get into the tarot, we are going to check the energy of this connection. So if this connection sounds like the energy you're asking about, congrats, you found the right pile. If not, I would try another pile. If you can't find a pile with your connection's energy in it, then I would say there's probably no messages in this video for you. But I will say this video is timeless, so it does not matter when you come across this video. The date it was uploaded is completely irrelevant. It is meant to find you whenever you come across it. And I do also want to say, when it comes to person, I'll be doing it a person A, person B style. So if you have trouble finding yourself in one of the energies, or feel like you see yourself in both, that's typically just a sign that the energies are mirroring. So let's go ahead and start with the current energy of the connection. And so to start, we have the 5th chakra. So the energy of the throat chakra supports our ability to communicate clearly and truthfully. I just heard it's a long time coming. And then I just heard it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. But I do think it's interesting. You guys chose the blue, and now we've got the throat chakra out. And we also have number 5 with change. So let's go ahead and look at person A. So to start, we have the king, which makes me think of the Cowardly Lion. Like, I just hear him saying, like, if I were a king, in his, you know, lion voice. We also have a horse, and we have regret. Move this over a little bit. And then for person B, we have the mentor. We have fear. We have the hummingbird. Ah, I get your game, Spirit. And in the middle, we have the fox. Because I was really confused, because Spirit gave me 2 cards for this person, but the energy of this card didn't really make sense. It's because it's both of you. Okay. So, wow. 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 We're really getting Owen Wilson-y out here, aren't we? I have to say wow, because you both are quite impressive in your own right. And it's quite impressive the effect that you have on each other. And I also want to say that both of you are quite intelligent. So let's start with the king person, because the king archetype is a very necessary one, and you know, obviously it emulates exactly what a king is. But you know, the king can either be completely egotistical and, you know, wanting to keep things under control and under his control, under what he wants. I'm not saying your person is a he, but that's just the archetype of the king. But a good king can be incredibly benevolent and rule with what's best for all. And one aspect of the king is that in the guidebook it talks about how like it's necessary for the king to die, and I don't mean that in like a literal way, but the way that the book refers to it is an ego death, and I really think that this regret card emulates that. I do think that this person, this king person, maybe has been in a controlling or domineering energy before. I will say, if this connection has been abusive in any sort of way, please don't watch this reading. Please don't, I mean, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but like when it comes to abusive situations, I don't channel that. I don't look into that, and like I don't approve of that like at all. And I would just say, like, if the connection you're asking about is anything like that, please seek help and the appropriate resources if you're still in this. I would say, but like the vibe that I'm getting is that like the people that the pilot this is meant for, you're either not with this person at all or not with this person right now. But yeah, sorry, tangent. This person does though have a pretty big ego, and they're a natural leader, and they're somebody who definitely has like fire energy. I mean, they don't have to, but they embody that fire energy even if they don't have those placements. But that would be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. This person is like a force to be reckoned with, but the thing that they weren't anticipating was that you are too. Well, unless you're the king. Because if you're the king, then your person is a force to be reckoned with, and that's something that you've realized. One thing Spirit wants to mention is, it once again, is your intelligence. Like, and I think it's really interesting too that one of you is being represented by both like birds, and the other one is, you know, by this like strong horse energy. And I think that this king person has gone through an ego death and related to you in some way. Because as we see here, I think that this person has regrets as to how they treated you. And if you're not communicating with this person, it seems like that's where it's headed. Maybe both of you want to communicate, want to reach out, or maybe you're communicating like on like a superficial level and not on a deeper level. But with this Fox card here, this talks all about intelligence, and having the intelligence to like get out of tricky situations. Actually, it's really interesting. I'm struggling with my words in this pile, so there could be some blocked throat chakras in this pile. Say your fucks and shits, because swearing clears your throat chakra, motherfuckers. I don't give a fuck about monetization, bitch. I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I want. Fuck, fuckity, fuck. Okay, anyway. I do think that you both conflate the situation in your minds. And I think that you both overthink this connection. And I think that maybe is contributing to part of the issue when it comes to communicating clearly and authentically. Because for this king person, it does seem like they have to be the one to take action towards the situation, because the vibe immediately just shows me that whatever the king did really affected the mentor. And, you know, the mentor could have done, like, this could have been a two-way street, but it does seem like with the king's energy, they do have the dominant energy here, in the sense that this, like, the king energy is like there's nobody above me but God, baby. Like, I am like the master of my universe. And I think that this person's ego got caught up with them, and the mentor person may have been negatively affected as a result. They could have acted in ways towards the mentor person that they didn't agree with, or they could have not taken action towards the mentor in ways that they don't agree with. Like, maybe they are regretting their lack of action. And it's interesting because this horse is all about action. And I think this person usually is very confident in what they're doing. They're very determined. They have a lot of endurance, and they're building their own empire for sure. But I think that this mentor person has been a very necessary catalyst for this king person to recognize where they weren't acting like a king. They were acting like a dictator. They were, well, to be fair, a lot of kings did act like dictators. They weren't really very, very cool. But, you know, but there have been some cool kings, you know? And I think that you have been very instrumental in helping this person stop viewing their position from a lens of power and control, and rather through a lens of using the power that they have for something good. And I think that this person knows that they hold a lot of power, but you hold a lot of power too, and that like fucking freaks them out like so badly. And I think that's why they may have acted, if you're the mentor. I get the vibe that a lot of you are the mentor, if I'm being honest. But I could be wrong. It definitely seems like they really didn't appreciate the king person. I mean, the king person didn't really appreciate the mentor person until it was too late. You know what I mean? I think that the king person almost viewed the mentor person as like a threat, in the sense that the king person didn't understand the mentor person entirely. Like, I'm hearing enigmatic. Like, the mentor person is the king's mental match. And I don't think the king likes being challenged in that way. And I think the mentor person actually challenged the king in a lot more ways than one. And I think that's the reason why person B is coming through as the mentor, because the mentor person is also very wise, highly regarded, seen as in a very highly regarded and seen as in a very high regard. Okay, so trying to reach that 1,000-word count, huh? The mentor person has a lot of universal and cosmic intelligence, where the king has a lot of grounded, worldly, and like, I heard businessy, but it doesn't have to be businessy. It could just be material intelligence. And so the two of you really do make a good match, because it's like you kind of cover all your bases. But I think, you know, maybe one thing you both are not so great at is confrontation, or like confronting certain things. Because from what I can see here, the mentor person is definitely afraid to fully approach the king. It's like they don't know what they're going to get. They don't know what is going to happen. It's like they don't know what version of the king they're going to get, is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. Like, they're kind of afraid to face the situation, and they're afraid of what might happen. I think that they're just kind of, it's like they wouldn't want the king person to know that they still like look back on this, or they wouldn't want the king to know that they are maybe like afraid of this connection, or afraid of facing this connection in some way. But I mean, with fear and regret, it seems like both parties here have things that they want to face, but both are kind of afraid to face it. But it does kind of seem like this king person is determined to make things right, because they do feel regret. We'll have to see in their feelings. But with this Fox card here, the biggest blockage and obstacle is this blocked throat chakra energy. It's like you might be communicating, but even if you are communicating, it's like you're not communicating authentically. And if you're dating this person, or like you're already in a committed relationship with this person, I do think Spirit wants you both to know that you are like really overthinking this situation. if you are dating this person or with this person, or, you know, even like married to this person, there's a lot of love here. And I do think that, like, no matter what this connection is, there is love here. And it's precisely because of that love that the king feels regret and the mentor feels fear. Because it's like the mentor is in this position of wanting to fly above any issues. You know, they have all this winged energy. And I also think that the mentor is in a really good place right now, especially with the hummingbird card being here. Like, the mentor is really focused on following their joy and, like, you know, finding the simple things in life that make them happy, like smelling the flowers and shit. And I think that, you know, there could be like a big size difference between these two. And I think the king person has, like, not only this domineering kind of energy, but they also have a very domineering stature or position. So, like, they could be in a very high position in their career or be headed there. But the king doesn't, like, that doesn't mean that, like, they have to be. The king is more about an attitude and a way of seeing things, you know? This king person, they're the king of their castle. No matter how big their castle is, no matter how many acres that castle has, like, they are the king. And they're also the king of any room they walk into. Like, that's just them. That's just how they are. And one thing that I noticed as well is really interesting is that with the mentor, we have the number 6, and with the king, we have the number 12. So it's just like, you know, 6 plus 6 is 12. Anyway, yeah, it's like the king person probably originally viewed the mentor person as, you know, just another pleb, or a very cute pleb, we might add. But I think that the king person was really taken aback by the mentor's intelligence, the mentor's perspective, the mentor's energy. It's almost like this king thought that they knew everything, thought that they had seen everything, and then it's like this mentor person came in and they're like, what the fuck? Like, what? Like, it's like they almost couldn't get a grasp on the mentor's energy. They couldn't get a hold on it. They couldn't understand it. And it's like, rather than being patient and trying to understand it, I think it made the king fearful, because a lot of times we fear what we don't understand. And rather than, like, maybe being open to that energy, maybe the king was just very like, if I can't control this situation, if I can't control this person, I'm out. And I think they have a lot of regret over that. And I kind of think that that is what they have had, like, that's what they've kind of had to go through, is like recognizing that they can't, like, this ego death is like, they can't control everything. They can't. You've tested them in ways that they have not been tested before. And I think that they're kind of angry at themselves for allowing their ego to overcome their true feelings. We have to get into their true feelings, Spirit. Hold that thought for a second. But I do think that the mentor person, you know, still is as invested in this connection as the king is. I think that the mentor person, though, just either doesn't know, like, what to do, or they feel like the ball is in the king's court. Maybe there's going to be a ball at the king's court. But I think that this mentor person is kind of just trying to rise above any, like, drama, any, like, BS. They're just trying to, you know, stay aligned, stay enlightened, stay in their own energies. And I do think that they really want more from this, or they want to come forward, and they want to communicate more. But, like, I just have to note that, you know, with this card, we're only seeing half of the person's face, and in this one, we're not seeing any of the person's face. So it's like, I feel like the mentor person may be coming into this connection with a more authentic energy than the king person. But the king person, I think, is really just trying to save face and not show their sadness, their regret. Maybe that's something that they want to talk about, and I just heard in person, or they're not ready yet, because both parties here are overthinking this, like, to the fucking max. And I really think too, the king person is very afraid that the mentor, like, hates them. It felt wrong to say hates them. So I think that's only for some of you, but like that the mentor isn't interested in them, that the mentor wouldn't give them another chance, or that the mentor wouldn't align with that again. And so it's like both of these parties are just really overthinking things, and it's like y'all could use your big brains to find solutions, but I think right now both parties here are using their big brains to in the king's case, chastise themselves for their past mistakes and beat themselves up over it. And for the mentor person to literally overthink every aspect of this connection and probably plays through everything in their mind over and over and over and over and over, and continues to add and build more fear around it a little bit. Like, what if this happens, or what if that happens, or what if they hate me, or like, what if I'm crazy, or like, yeah, there's a lot of mental energy in this pile. Y'all are quite cerebral. So if that resonates, sounds like the connection that, or at least close to the connection if your connection sounds close to what I'm referencing and channeling, then let's go ahead and see how this person feels about you. So we are using the Dreamkeeper's Tarot. And while I am shuffling, I just want to give a quick reminder that my scammers are really, really, really bad right now, especially on Instagram. Okay, we're keeping that. Haha, Ace of Swords. Good shit. Good shit. Okay. Anyway, yeah, they're really bad right now. Like, if you're not following me already and you follow me on Instagram, I can almost guarantee you that at least 2 accounts will follow you. I think one of them is at Real Aso Tarot with 2 R's in tarot, and then the other one has an underscore somewhere. But my only Instagram account is at Real Aso Tarot, RealEsoTarot, and it is linked down below, in both in the description box and in the comment section. If it is not linked below, it's not mine. I do not have a backup account. I am not offering personal readings at this time. When it comes to personal readings, I would love to do personal readings if I had the time and energy to do them, but unfortunately I do not, which is why I put so much time and energy into these videos. So at the very least, like, I try to give y'all as much as I can, but like I can't give much beyond that. So just know that, like, I am not spending my spare time DMing y'all being like, hey, do you want, or what dumb shit do they say, like, they say like grand rising beloved, and like there's nothing wrong with saying that. I'm not like disparaging anyone who says that. It's just like I wouldn't say that shit, because like listen, I love my life a lot more now, but I still wouldn't say that shit. Waking up is the least favorite part of my day. I'm just gonna be honest, and I just wouldn't fucking say that shit. And then they're saying all this predatory shit, like, to these people, like, oh, I was talking to my ancestors and they said that they, like, first of all, I don't go to my ancestors for answers. I go to my guides first and foremost, even though some of my ancestors are guides. It's just different shit. And second, like, oh, they're just fucking predatory as fuck. It drives me insane. So yeah, keep yourself protected. Yeah, if it seems too good to be true, it is. Check and make sure that it's actually me. And if you are really unsure that if it's me or not, like, go check come to my YouTube channel, look at the social media account linked, because that'll bring you directly to mine. So, okay, let's go. Let's read now. All right. So, Spirit, how is pile 3's person currently feeling? Woo, about pile 3. Okay, that came the fuck out. I was like, hello, here I am. 4 of Pentacles. What else, Spirit? Oh, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. What else, Spirit? We have the 4 of Swords And this is on its side, so which way does it want to go? Well, that's not helpful. All right. Oh, okay. We've got the 10 of Cups. I see why it's on its side. Okay, let's clarify these bad boys. How about the Ace of Swords? We have the Page of Wands. I just heard excitement. You make this person really excited. And I don't mean that just in like a horny way for some of you. I meant that in like just a general way. Because for some of you, you're young. I'm not trying to implicate something that's not, you know. We have the I was like, what is that? It's the Magician in reverse. This makes me think of Ghostbusters. That weird lady, like with all the bubbles. I haven't seen that movie in a long time, but that's what makes me think of. Seriously, like I just heard Who You Gonna Call, and I'm like, if this person could choose, it would be pile 3. Okay. How about the Queen of Pentacles? Can we clarify that bad boy? We have the 5 of Wands. I need another one for that, Spirit. Hanged Woman. Okay. How about the 4 of Swords? Page of Swords in reverse. And how about this sideways 10 of Cups? The 3 of Pentacles in reverse. And on the back of the deck, we have the Page. We have the Page of Cups. Okay. Interesting. We have a lot of pages. Okay, so it's interesting because this, okay, the first thing I want to say is that this person knows how they feel about you. They know that they see you as somebody that, like, as a long-term type partner. But I think the thing is for them is that they never thought that they would be that type of person, or they either, like, originally didn't see you that way. Like, they didn't think that you would be that person, and this person may be fighting the idea that they were wrong about that. Because with the Ace of Swords and the Page of Wands, I think that this person is seeing the truth about their behavior and like actions of their past that they thought were like maybe the right decisions. Maybe they're realizing now were maybe actually pretty immature and unfair. But I do think that this person also has really needed time to kind of explore and understand life for themselves. Marigolds, the flower, like marigolds could be significant. Yeah, 2 of Wands underneath that. It's like this person definitely, maybe at the time your connection started, like they weren't ready for something, or they didn't know what they wanted, or they just weren't mature enough yet. And I think with this Ace of Swords, it's like they're starting to see the truth and starting to recognize like that maybe they're not as right as they think they are all the time. And I do think that they want to speak their truth. It's like they want to know what the truth is. Because I think that this person knows how they feel, but they don't know how you feel. And I think they're like, I just need to know. Like, I need to know what's going on here. Also, Mary Poppins could be significant. Like, either they think you're super califragilisticexpialidocious, or like, I also heard a spoonful of sugar. So like maybe the both of you need like a little sweetness between the two of you before you feel comfortable to be honest, or like maybe you need like a drink in your system or something like that if it's, you know. With the 4 of Pentacles clarified by the Magician in reverse, I think that this person is struggling to let go of beliefs about what they're capable of doing. I do think that they kind of go back and forth between, well, for one thing, they could be struggling to manifest abundance. And if they see you as the Queen of Pentacles, they could feel like they're not good enough for you, or that they don't deserve you. But there is also, it does feel like there's an element here of like, there's something out of their control. And then I heard like COVID in my head. So it's like, it's possible like something to do with the panoramic is affecting their job in some way, where they feel like they can't fully enact their plans because they don't have the resources right now because things are shut down. But they see you as like, I heard the tits, which like, okay. But in a very high way. Like, I mean, even if you don't have tits, like, it doesn't, like, they just see you as like the bee's knees. Like, and I think that they have really fought with themselves about this, because I think that this person has a really hard time being wrong. And I think that they tried to like pretend that their feelings for you didn't exist, or tried to pretend that like it was just all an illusion, or that it was just like attraction or passion, that it wasn't something deeper. And I think that what this person is realizing is that like they see you as long-term material. And if you're already dating this person, I think that this person, there is a specific message where like if you're dating this person and you two have like talked about like getting married, having a family together, things like that, I think that this person maybe has had to reevaluate what they want out of life, because they view you as a really valuable partner, someone that they don't want to let go of. But maybe they're worried that like they don't have the resources yet, because I heard something about like not having enough to like buy the sort of like ring that they want to get you. I'm trying not to like, I don't want to spill anyone's plans. But obviously this is going to be very specific only for a few of you. So maybe this person feels like kind of frustrated that maybe they're not able to move things forward or like show you. So for some of you, like if you've been hounding this person, like, you know, when's this coming? Actually, you know what's so funny? I'll use my brother and his wife as an example. My brother loves golfing, and his wife, which at the time she was just his girlfriend, she had been kind of giving him shit for like the past few months. Like, you know, when he would spend money on a golf club or something, she would be like, oh, you know, like, could have spent that on a ring or something like that. Like, you know, kind of like dropping hints. And let me be clear, she's wonderful. It's not like she's being manipulative or anything like that. But my brother planned on going golfing with her dad to ask his permission to marry her. And that day, she was like, I can't believe you're going golfing. Like, of course you're going golfing, like not hanging out with me and like all this stuff. And she was like giving him shit about like, you know, like all of that stuff. And it was just so funny because my brother couldn't say anything and be like, I'm literally going to like ask your dad to marry you. Like, but like he couldn't say that. And of course, like, when he did end up proposing to her and stuff, like they had a good laugh about it. But if you're in my brother's wife's position that she was once in, give this person a break, because I promise you they're working on it. Like, give them a break. Surrender. Allow it to happen when it's going to happen. But that's a specific message for a few of you. I know that's not going to resonate for everyone, because truthfully, for the majority of you, I do feel like this connection is either not a thing right now, or it's in like kind of not a shaky place, but like it could be in a standstill, a lull, a separation, or just like it could just be really up in the air. I think that that's more than anything the vibe is like, everything's kind of like up in the air. I think that this person realizes that they slept on you in the past. Like, they definitely did. And they're like, they feel really fucking stupid. I'm not gonna lie. But I do think that they're healing a lot. Like, I think that they're doing some necessary healing when it comes to them reconciling like their own behavior and accepting that. Like, it doesn't matter how much you forgive them. Like, if they can't forgive themselves, then like, what's the point? And so I think with this Page of Swords in reverse and the Four of Swords, I think this person is learning how to heal their mentality. Because I think that this person just had this belief that they knew everything already, that they knew what everything was. This person knows everything, like, you know what I mean? And I think that they're realizing that their mentality was actually very juvenile, and that there's a hell of a lot they don't know. And I think they're healing that aspect of their ego that got wounded in that process. But with the Five of Wands with the Hanged Woman in reverse, I think that this person has a lot of regrets about how they could have like hung you out to dry or something like that, and they're just like, I can't believe I did that to pile 3. Like, there is a lot of regret here. And just like, I cannot believe that I did that to them. And I think that this person is having a hard time letting go of their past actions. I think this 4 of Pentacles with the Magician being underneath it, it's like this person is like, it's almost like they're punishing themselves. And they don't know how much punishment they deserve. And I would be willing to bet that you wouldn't want them to be punished at all, but or that they've learned, like the universe will carry that out. But I do think that maybe they're really worried about approaching you if there's like an argument that's going to ensue. So I think that this person is kind of in the process of surrendering and trying to look at things from a different perspective. But I also think it's interesting that in this 5 of Wands, like one of the figures is decapitated. And so I really think that this kind of goes to show like maybe this person feels like they're fighting with the old version and the new version of themselves. And they're trying to surrender to like these new energies and these old energies, because I'm thinking of this deck in another oracle deck that I have. It's related to the deity Kali, and it's a card called Chinnamasta. I'm probably saying that wrong, but that card essentially talks about like in that card, like that version of Kali like kind of cuts off her own head for her own good, because it's like if the mind is ruling everything, then you can't truly be free. You can't truly be if you're limited by your distortions, by your perceptions, and you can't actualize your true spiritual potential. And so I think that this person really has been humbled in a way where they're like seeing things differently now, but that doesn't mean that they've fully let go of their old mentalities, their old ideas. And I think that they are still learning how to find balance between the newer versions of them and the masks that they wear, the perceptions that they've built and the things that they've created. But what's so interesting is that first of all, we have this mermaid in the Page of Cups. And I really feel like you are a siren to them. And it's like, I feel like they either want to say like, I'm sorry to you, or they want to like open up some sort of playful offer to you. And what's interesting here is that we have this mask here, and then we have it here. And so I almost wonder if this person is like, I know that if I come towards this person with a mask on, they're going to just turn in the other direction and walk away, and I don't want that to happen. And maybe this person needs to heal more, continue healing before they feel comfortable enough to come forward in an authentic way. It's like they need to feel stronger in their roots. They need to feel more grounded. They need to get their bearings around this new energy that they're experiencing. And with this 10 of Cups coming here out on the side, I think this person knows that they could have everything with you. But the thing is, with this 3 of Pentacles in reverse, it's like they don't know if you'll be willing to work with them. And I think it's interesting because we have like what looks like a moth and a butterfly. And I feel like that's almost how this person kind of sees themselves. Like they see you as this beautiful butterfly and them as this like moth that's drawn to your light. But I think both of you are evolving and becoming these butterflies. And so I think with the 3 of Pentacles in reverse, it's like they don't know if you're willing to work with them, if you would even want to work with them, if that you would even be willing to collaborate with them. For some of you, I just heard a message like if you and this person worked at the same place and this person like left this job, it might have been because of you and their feelings for you. Okay, Jim Halpert. But with the 2 of Wands here, it's like they've never stopped. It's almost like their ego didn't want to admit their feelings for you or like how significant you were. So they tried to find you in every other person they encountered, and they couldn't find it. And they recognize that you're one of a kind. Like there's just no one else like you. But I think the thing is that I think they're still learning what true emotional fulfillment is. I think they're still opening to their emotions. I think that they see having it all with you, but I don't think that they know what it all even is yet. And I think that they are still just trying to understand their emotions. And until they're fully able to do that, it's like they're not going to be able to come towards you in a way that's truly authentic. Because I think that this person also has very high expectations for like what they want their life to be. And I'm gonna put this out there. I don't think that this person handles rejection very well. So I think that they may not make a move towards you or like come clean towards you until there's a sure sign that like either they know that that things will go well, or they've healed enough to where they know that no matter what happens, they'll be okay. And honestly, I think that the universe is pushing them towards recognizing that no matter what happens, they'll be okay. But there's another specific message. If this is like a same-sex connection or like just an LGBTQIA plus connection in any sort of way, I do think that this person maybe is really struggling with what they've been taught versus how they truly feel. I think this person may be really worried about appearances or really worried about what their family would think. And so I think they're kind of like weighing their options in a way where they're like, is my truth worth changing my loved ones' perspective of me? It's a very tough position for this person to be in, and I think that they're having a really hard time. But I feel like they want you to know that it has nothing to do with you and everything to do with their life circumstances. And in a perfect world, there would be zero hesitation and total like commitment to truth and authenticity. And I think that's the real thing, is like no matter what type of connection this is, even it's the most straight-laced hetero connection in the world, this person is really battling some perceptions of their own ego, and I think that they're really healing how bruised they've been, and this I don't know why I breathed like that, but I definitely think this person is taking time to breathe out. That's in the Moonology deck, the balsamic moon. I think that's what this person is doing. And I think right now it's literally, once again, there's kind of a running theme throughout all these piles so far. Even though the energies are pretty different, it's like the person knows how they feel about you, and it's typically positive. It's more so just how they feel about themselves and how they're reconciling that. And I think that this person has so much fun with you. Another thing that I'm hearing, like if you slept with this person, I don't mean in like a sexual way, but like in just a like literal like sleeping. I mean, of course there could have been that too, but I'm specifically referencing in a actual sleeping way. I think this person really loves just like being in bed with you, like cuddling with you, like sleeping in the same bed as you. I think that's something that makes them really, really happy. I feel like cutting the deck. Let's just see what's there. The Three of Cups in reverse. Yeah, this person is not happy with where this situation is. And they really are tired of like ruminating and overthinking about it with this Nine of Swords. And so it's like they want to reunite. They want to fix this situation. They want to come forward. But I think because they know that they can't come forward with their mask on, with their protective ego up, because you're just not going to have it. They've got to heal that part of themselves that can come forward in an authentic way, and that can handle the potential possibility of being rejected. And for some of you, I'm getting the vibe like you're like, I would never reject this person, but it's like, don't tell them that. Okay, like don't, like let them be a little afraid, let them be on their toes, let them we got some big egos in this pile, and that's not a bad thing. I mean, it can be, but you know, a big ego is typically indicative of, you know, someone who has had to develop a lot of coping mechanisms and develop a lot of ways to protect themselves because they have been wounded. And I also think for both of you, like, some of the egos kind of deserved. Like, you both have vibes that are quite impressive. And I think that this person is just, when it comes to romantic connections, like, if this connection isn't romantic, then disregard this message. But when it comes to romantic connections, I think that this person really struggles to, I think they struggle to, they just feel out of their element in them. And I think they feel a bit overwhelmed in them. And I think that they have a hard time having someone as an equal in their life. Because once there's someone that's an equal in their life, it immediately leaves them vulnerable to being hurt. And I think that's why their healing is so important, which actually there is a balsamic moon in this card. How cool. But, and another thing too is that I think you both are mirroring this healing energy. There's a lot of mirroring aspects here. And I think one thing for sure is that you've turned their world upside down in the best and worst ways, where they've had to see the truth of their being. And it's freeing, but it's also like, it's hard to reconcile with. It's hard to come to terms with, especially for somebody who really likes being in control and really likes, you know, having the upper hand. And I think really neither of you have the upper hand in the situation. Spirit does. And the best thing that you can do is, you know, try your best to be as authentic as possible with each other, and try not to force anything. Just allow things to flow and come from a place of love. But, you know, you can do whatever you want. What's this? Six of Pentacles. Yeah, like, this person wants to give something to you, and maybe they feel like they can't, like, they have to work a little more before they can afford it. Yeah, oh my God. This person, like, puts themselves in more pain by, like, rethinking about what they've done to you. And it's like, they see having it all to you. Oh my God, speaking of, I'm hearing Lonely by Justin Bieber. Like, I just heard If You Had It All, but nobody to call. And I think that this person, like, a lot about calling here. Now I'm hearing Kim Possible. Call me, beat me, if you want to reach me. This person may feel like you're, like, this person could be spying on you, or, like, feel like you're spying on them or something. I will say, you know what's funny? Actually, speaking of spies, I have been called a spy by, like, more than one person in my life. Like, and it's totally just because of, like, my abilities and what I can do. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's just like I'm reading their energy, but they're like, how do you know that? Like, you're a spy. Like, you're spying on me. I'm like, I'm really not. Like, I'm with peace and love. I don't give a shit enough. But, like, you know what I mean? Like I don't need to. I just, yeah. But anyway, just a funny tangent. I do think that this person sees everything with you, and I think that they really are not going to risk this connection or the possibility of this connection until they know they can handle putting themselves in front of that risk and go for it. But I think they're seeing clearly now. They're seeing the truth of, like, their actions. They're seeing the truth of their behavior. They're seeing through a lot of illusions, and I think they are coming to terms with them, and I think they're coming to terms with their past and trying to move forward with a better foot. So let's go ahead and get into your advice now and see what Spirit wants to say to you. And I'll quickly talk about what we're going to do in the extended while I shuffle. So after advice, we'll finish off this reading. And in the extended, we're going to look at this person's next actions towards you. And then we are going to get channeled messages from their higher self and from their 3D self. And I will say, the readings have been fire so far. I have quite enjoyed the extended. So if you would like to join me over there, I would highly recommend it. But no pressure. I'm just happy to have you here in general. I'm just happy you're here. You are never required. And when it comes to extendeds, I do just, like, want to say, for a while I was, like, really uncomfortable with doing them because, like, I just didn't want people to think that, like, I'm trying to just shyster you and get, like, money out. So I do want to say, like, because first of all, that's just not me. That's not my heart. And, like, I wouldn't, like, I can't pretend to give a shit about things just for money. Like, if I did, I would be dead inside. Like, I do this because I love it, and I do it because it makes me happy, and I love being able to read for you guys and be a part of your lives. But when it comes to extendeds, they're always additions to the reading. So when it comes to the reading itself, like, if it takes me 5 hours to do the initial reading, that it will, because I don't want to deprive anyone of the messages that need to get out. The extendeds are always bonus information, just added extra. So just know that like, you're not missing out on anything by not seeing the extended. It's just there if you want it, and I don't want to like pressure anyone like you have to, or that like there's necessary information in there. I just want you to know that like, when it comes to my readings, like, I just want them to be accessible for everyone, and it's just very important to me that like, everybody, no matter what you're able to afford, you get something out of these. So just know that, like, if you're feeling like you're really like, you're missing out on the fun, but like, not really, you know what I mean? Like, it's just bonus fun. You still get this fun, you know what I mean? Okay, okay, so let's get your advice now. So Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 3 when it comes to this connection? We've got Crescent Moon, keep moving forward. You've got this. We have no, sleep on it. So if there's some action you were planning on taking, or if there was something impulsive you were going to do, hold off on it, sleep on it first. Or if you're feeling really deflated, or like feeling like, oh, this person doesn't give a shit, or like, this will never happen, I think that's that's when Spirit is saying like, you need to like, when you're feeling deflated and like these flowers, that's when you need to kind of like give yourself some rest, because you're probably too in your head, or like, you're probably too tired to like think clearly. But with the Crescent Moon, I think Spirit is saying like, you know, just keep going with the flow, keep headed towards your true north. And like, I think it's kind of up to this person to come to you, if I'm being honest. And maybe that's what this person needs. Like they need that boost of energy. And we also have Lunar Eclipse, open the door to a higher dimension. And on the back of the deck, we have Selene, bring light into somebody's dark sky. I think that you do this already. I think that you just bring light in any situation you are in. And I think that one thing that Spirit is saying, though, is that they don't want you, like, if this person does something petty, or this person does something that you don't like, don't stoop to their level. Like, keep ascending. Like, you don't need to stoop to anyone's level. And, like, this person is just as impressive as you are, has the capabilities to be on your level. And so you should have high expectations of them and what they are able to do. And so if they cannot match you, if they cannot reach you, that does not mean that you should dim your light or go back down the steps to a lower vibration, a lower energy, just to align with this person. That's not what your guides want. That's not what anyone wants for you. What the universe wants for you is to keep ascending, keep following what is true for you, to keep looking up, and to keep going, to keep flying, to keep ascending. And if this person, like, literally keep walking towards the light and don't look back, because if this person has the ability to catch up, and if they play their cards right and they do what they need to do, they can and they will. But if you're focused on them, if you're focused on what they're doing, how that's going, which, like, of course we all do that at some points, that's why you're here. It's just important to redirect that energy back to yourself and know that, like, if this person is truly meant to be in my life, they will match me on my level and they will get there. I trust that they will get there. They will catch up. Yeah, look at them. They were that, well, if they're the horse, no matter what, whether they're the horse or the hummingbird, hummingbirds fly like insanely fucking fast, and horses, as a horse girl, well, former, I mean, I love horse. I should say I rode horses. I wasn't a horse girl. Let's say that. They're fast as fuck, boy. So, you know what? And I think that, let's see, with the King and the Mentor, like, yeah, like, both of you are fine. Like, it'll be fine. I honestly, like, I'm really not worried about this pile at all. Like it's all gonna work out. And I think Spirit is asking you both not to worry, because you both are like maybe putting too much mental energy into your fears about this connection, rather than like, you two are the type of people to be like, oh, like what if like everything goes to shit and like everything's gonna be horrible and like everything's gonna like blah. Like, I'm not trying to mock you, I was just being silly, but because I would never like seriously do that. But I do think that like the Spirit's saying like, actually things check your brain a little bit. Like, what if they do go well? What if things go surpass your expectations? What if things go amazingly? It's like, you gotta trust the universe on this one. Stop trying to force something to happen and just let go of the when and the how, and just keep swimming. Just keep sailing. Just keep going. You'll be fine. Everything will be fine. So pile 3, I am going to leave this reading here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for watching my ads. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me, but if you'd like to support me in other ways, you can comment down below, let me know how this resonates. You can like this video, you can subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and you can click that little bell notification to be notified whenever I upload a new reading. Shout out to my notification squad, y'all are the best. If you want to check out my social media, my only social media, it is linked down below, as well as my merch if you are interested in that. Thank you guys so much for letting me read your cards and channeling you and your person's energy. I really hope that this reading helped in any way, shape, or form. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you are watching this video, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye! Hi there, pile 4. If you guys chose the Lepidolite Tower and the 5-cent tarot, this is going to be your reading. But to make sure this is actually your reading, we are going to look at the energy of the connection first. So if this doesn't sound like the connection you're asking about, or a connection that you have been in or in the past, I would say this is probably not your pile. I would check a different pile. But if you cannot find a pile with the energy of the connection you're asking about, there may not be messages for you in this video. But we're just going to do this in a person A, person B format and look at the energy, the overall energy of the connection. If you have trouble finding yourself in one or the other, or you feel like you could see yourself in both, that is usually a sign of mirroring, or just that there are elements in both parties. So it's absolutely okay if you can see yourself in both. Don't stress yourself out too much. So starting with the overall energy of the connection, we have connection. The frequency of connection supports our ability to find alignment and resonance with others, things, and ideas. Spirit is getting meta today. Oh God, I just heard smoked meats, which I guess since Facebook did just change their name to Meta, Overlord Zuckerberg is coming through for some reason. But for person A, we have Eros, we have the Lion, and we have Gifts. And then for person B, we have the Siren, we have Ant, and we have Self-Worth. Okay. Wow, this is really interesting. It's fascinating, it's intriguing, it's really got me on my toes, if you know what I mean. Where this connection is at is going to be different for all of you. Some of you could be with this person in a committed connection, some of you not so much, some of you could be talking to this person, some of you could not. It's all over the board. But this energy of connection is telling me that there is some sort of energetic cord between you and this person. So even if you don't technically interact with this person on a day-to-day basis, or interact with them physically, like physically communicating with them, there is still energy between the two of you. I just heard like always on my mind. And the energy here is really interesting. And one thing that I'm feeling like is it's almost coming from this Eros person's perspective, because like the vibe that I'm getting from the Siren is one that's very, I'll get into it. So I guess I should start with the Siren. So the Siren obviously can represent this mermaidy energy, Pisces energy in some way could be significant. But if you know any lore about sirens, speaking of lore, they're known for luring seamen to their deaths. But not just that. There is definitely an alluring quality to person B. And I think that the thing is, though, is that I don't think person B necessarily sees that. The fact that we have self-worth here and Ant, it feels like this person, this siren person, is very much just in their own element, doing their own thing. And I think they're very much unaware of this. Like, you know, even within the siren card, we just have like the tail end of things. Whereas with person A, I'm going to call them the lion person, the lion and the siren, how cute. They're kind of, their energy is a lot more dominant in this reading, and I'll explain why when we get there. But this siren person is definitely focused on themselves, and one thing that I love is that there's a similarity even within the watercolor between these two cards, despite being completely different decks. I feel like the siren person is really just focused on like their health, their wealth. I was just hearing I Am by Young Baby Tate. Like, I feel like this siren person is really just kind of staying in their own lane, doing their own thing, focused especially on work. With this Ant card, it talks a lot about focus. And so I think this siren person is really just focused on what they can control right now, their goals, what they're going after. And this puts the siren person in a very attractive energy. I also think that the siren person is in this energy of trying to improve their health, improve how they see themselves, and to try to create a version of themselves that they are happy to look at in the mirror. So I definitely think that the siren probably contributes an aspect of this connection as inspiring them to focus more on their self-worth. If this is a newer connection, though, I would say this siren person, while they feel the energy, excuse me, I swear I don't have Rona. I never leave my house. This siren person maybe has a blocked throat chakra, or maybe has a hard time speaking their truth. Maybe that's something. Maybe both of these people are not like speaking right now, or not speaking very regularly. Because even within this Eros card, there's like a diamond or something in this person's mouth. So I feel like when it comes to this siren person, they're very much in this energy of just focusing on them and focusing on their goals. And I do think that they are actively trying to make themselves like more attractive. And I think I was saying before I coughed up a lung, with the connection card, this siren person, if this is a newer connection was what I was trying to say before I was going to say sidetracked, but I guess like cough tracked. Cue the laugh track. Anyway, because that was not funny at all, and that's what sitcoms do. If this is a newer connection, this siren person is very much in the energy of just trying not to get too attached too soon. They're really trying to focus on them and their goals and just kind of stay in their own lane. They're not trying to make assumptions. I would say especially if this person has a lot of Pisces energy in their chart, they probably are the type of person who in the past has gotten caught up in like fantasies or desires or illusions. And I feel like this siren person is just working really, really hard to remain grounded and remain secure and remain focused on them first and foremost, because I think it is easy for this siren person to kind of get lost in their emotions and kind of lose themselves in them. And so they're working really hard to just put them first, put their goals first, and focus on what they need to do. And I even like that there's, I think like this red can really just represent, their goals, what they're working after, what they're passionate about. And even like the tail is pointing down. So it's like, yeah, I'm just focused on me. I'm staying in my own lane. And that is making them exponentially more attractive. Not that they weren't attractive before, but it's lighting this lion person on fire. The lion person is in an energy of leadership here. This person could be a leader in their everyday life. They could just be a natural leader. I will say they could be a Leo with a lion coming out here, or just to have a fire a lot of fiery energy. Well, actually, you know what I would think too is that they could have just cardinal energy in general, and the cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and it's not Taurus. No, Taurus is fixed. What's the Capricorn? I think it's Capricorn. Yeah, because Virgo's mutable, so it has to be Capricorn. I feel like this person definitely wants to give this siren something. They want to take the lead in this connection for sure. And that's how they're failing. Like, because let's talk about the Eros card. This is all about desire, like passionate desire, sexual desire. I do have to say there's a very strong like sexual tone to this, like physical attraction to this. I do think that this lion has a lot of desire for the siren. The interesting thing is I don't know how deep this goes. I guess we'll have to see in terms of the feelings, depending on which person you are, of course. But with the gifts here, I feel like this lion has something for the siren, or it's like they want to take the lead or offer something to the siren within this connection. And this is mainly being driven by their insane desire for the siren. And one thing that this siren is not realizing is like the more that they're focusing on themselves, the more that they're just doing their own thing, the more it's like lighting this lion person up and making them want to take the lead even more. But I do think that because this person is in sort of a lion-ish energy, it's like they don't want to come forward until they know that they can be successful, or everything is like put into place the way that they want it to. I think that there is a connection here. There is something real here. These two really resonate with one another, and I think what's really interesting is that the true natures and personalities of these two people are coming through less, and more so how this connection is like affecting them is coming through, and then kind of how, well, I guess that makes sense. It's how both of your energies are showing up within the context of this connection. But yeah, this Eros person has a lot of desire for the siren. This lion is definitely, I think, in this energy of wanting to impress the siren. I think that the thing that I just can't get over is like there's so much desire. Like this lion just feels so drawn to the siren. And I feel like this lion is trying really hard to pretend like it doesn't exist in some ways. Like, because maybe it's super distracting, especially like if they're trying to work or like things like that. I just heard I ain't lying, and I ain't lying about that. One thing that I noticed as well is that I don't know why this would be significant, but like I just noticed there's 4-letter words. I don't know if like 4-letter words would be significant in some way. Trying to look at the other numbers as well. For the siren, we have 18, and for Eros, however you say that, we have 71, I think. 71. I could be wrong though, because I think that's 50, 10, 10. Yeah, 71. Yeah, with this gifts here, I think that this lion person is, I think this connection has awakened some sort of gifts within this lion. But I think that this lion person definitely has the dominant energy within this connection and more investment within this connection than the siren person does. And I think it's not because the siren person doesn't want to be involved in this connection. I think it's more so just like the siren person is focused on themselves. And I think that is like ramping up this lion's like desire. It does kind of feel like an energy of playing hard to get, but truthfully, I don't think it's intentional on the siren's part. Like I think they're just doing them. Like they're just focusing on them, and it's increasing that desire. I do think it's interesting that we have 26 and 36, so there could be like a significant age gap here, like that, or like the number 10 could be significant in some way. But I do think that the overall energy of this connection, like, it's pretty straightforward. Like, I'm kind of, honestly, I'm ready to go straight into feelings, but it's like, there's a connection between the two of you. One of you, I just heard hiding clue, one of you will be the winner, and one of you will be out. So hopefully that's not the case, because if you're both approaching it that way, then that might be a little sus. But maybe there's, like, worries there that one of you will, that, like, maybe there's game playing, or, like, you don't want there to be game playing. I gotta get into feelings, but essentially, like, the vibe that I'm getting is incredibly straightforward. This lion person is desiring the siren. The siren is focused on what they're doing, and the lion is like, okay, I want to go near the siren, but, like, not yet, because, like, both parties here are kind of just, like, focused on their own things. I feel like there's a subtle energy, like, beneath all of this that's kind of underneath the surface. It's like, it's building momentum. It's like, I don't know what this is. It's just like, it's the energy. Yeah, the energy is gaining momentum is essentially the vibe that I'm getting. And I think that this siren, without even realizing it, is like their energy is drawing the lion in. So let's go ahead and see what your person's feelings are for you, if that resonated. That was, like, ridiculously straightforward. I'm not used to, like, it being so literal, but it's like, yeah, one of you is focused on themselves. Like, both of you are focused on yourselves. Like, the lion person in that leadership energy is definitely, like, it's like this lion is typically focused on, you know, their own stuff, but it's like this siren person is kind of drawing them out of their laser sharp focus. And I think it's primarily unintentionally, because with the siren, only the siren's, like, tail being there, I think it's like the siren kind of has no idea that what they're doing is, like, instigating this energy, if that makes sense. But yeah, the siren, the lion finds the siren very attractive, and the lion definitely wants to make moves towards this connection. They may want to give the siren some sort of gift, or are planning to, or are waiting to, but it's like they're looking ahead for now. It's like their plans that are not set in stone yet. It's like energy that's building. But while I shuffle, I did want to remind you guys that my scammers are really, really, really bad right now, especially on Instagram. If you follow me over there, I guarantee you'll be followed by at least 2 accounts pretending to be me. So I just wanted to remind you guys that I'm not currently booking personal readings right now. I wish I could, but I just do not have the time and energy. If that ever changes, like, that will be updated on my website. There's nothing on my website right now, which is why I'm not sharing it. But if/when personal readings open again, that would be something that I will announce publicly. I will never, ever, ever solicit DM, like, go in your DMs and, like, try to solicit a reading from you. I will never do anything like that. So just know that those are scammers. If it seems too good to be true, it is. And if the account is not linked below, it's not mine. Don't believe them. They'll say that they're a backup account of mine or things like that. They're lying. I only have one account, and it is linked down below. And if you're unsure, go to my YouTube channel, which you're already here. So, you know, just go to any video, newer ones preferably, because Instagram did remove my account once for pretending to be myself. Yeah, they kept the scammers account up and removed mine. It was really awesome. So just know, if it is not linked below, it is not mine. I will never try to solicit a personal reading from you in the DMs. That is a scammer. They also have been saying things like, they usually say things like grand rising beloved, and, like, they always say yes dear, and they say dumb shit like, my ancestors told me that you needed a reading. Like, really predatory things that aren't true, you know what I mean? Really gross shit. Really just not cool. Yeah, okay, we're gonna shuffle this one more time because I've been so... JK. One more time. Yeah, this is a weird energy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the energy of this pile, like, before I even pull cards, there's like this lingering uncertainty that's almost making me like anxious. And it's like, and it's not a literal anxiety like, oh, I'm anxious in like my personal life. It's like the energy that I'm channeling right now, this person is definitely anxious. Like they're like they want to ask you something, or they want to, like, I just feel a lot of like butterflies in my tummy. I hate that word, but that was what was coming up. Okay. All right, let's see. Spirit, how is pile 4's person currently feeling about pile 4, please? Okay, we have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. We have the 2 of Wands upright. We have the 4 of Pentacles upright. And when I saw that, I heard save face. We have the Moon. Yeah, this is like very much subtle. Like the energy of this connection is quite subtle, if that makes sense. We also have the 2 of Swords in reverse, right? I think so. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, it's in reverse. Okay. Okay, let me clarify these. Can we clarify the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, please, Spirit? Oh yeah, we have Strength in reverse. How about the 2 of Wands, please? We have the Hierophant upright. How about the 4 of Pentacles? We have Death in reverse. I'm hearing that Kesha song. Well, actually, I'm seeing the video. Oh, this video like actually makes me cringe. So I'm kind of bummed Spirit's showing me this. But like she, Kesha was like on a metro, I think in Japan. And she just started like belting her song. And it's the song that I'm hearing. Like I'm hearing like, I feel your heart beat to the beat of the drum. I think it's Die Young. But that heart racing energy was like what I was feeling. We have the Ace of Wands clarifying the Moon. And how about the 2 of Swords, please? Okay, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. And on the back of the deck, we have the 7 of Swords. What's underneath that? Okay, this makes sense. That Temperance is actually really important. Okay, so for a lot of you, I'm getting the vibe that there's history here. I don't think that this is a newer connection. It absolutely could be, but if I'm being honest, like even if it is a newer connection, I think there's a lot of uncertainty about where this connection is headed. And on this person's end, I do feel like there is a lack of confidence that they've been struggling with. And I think what's actually really interesting is I notice this person has probably been going through some family issues which may have affected this connection. But also, I think that one thing that is dissipating is their need to rely on certain figures in their life. And I think that they are realizing that they may have, I feel like they're recognizing where they have been weak, in the sense that like maybe they haven't been standing in their power, or maybe they've been allowing people to kind of walk all over them, or tell them what to do, things of that nature. This person is being very calculating. I do want to say that. In terms of this being upright, I do think that this person is being sneaky. They don't want you to know their plans. But this doesn't seem like betrayal. If there was betrayal, it was definitely in the past. This is not a present energy that this person is in. But it is like they don't want you to know their true feelings. They don't want you to know them at all. And I think this person is reflecting on their past decisions, and especially if there's been heartbreak or things like that, like if they've caused you that, I think that's something that they've been thinking about a lot. And I do think as well, they're maybe recognizing where their own opinions and beliefs have been weak, like in the sense that like they didn't hold as much weight as this person thought they did. Or I think this person is realizing that maybe they didn't always have the most logical outlook, even though they thought they did. I think that this person kind of acts quite irrationally sometimes, and maybe that's something where you're like, yeah, I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that. And honestly, it's really interesting that you guys chose Lepidolite, because it is a stone of like anxiety relief. That's what I mainly use it for. That sucker's by my, well, I have a different Lepidolite that's by my nightstand all the time, but I think you both could have a lot of anxieties about this connection, no matter which person you are. But I do think you both are putting on this brave face, like nothing is actually wrong, like you're not affected. The interesting thing is that I do think there's a dissipation of this person's helplessness and insecure feelings. I think that's actually something that they're starting to let go of, because they're starting to grow beyond their old foundations, their old beliefs. And with the Two of Wands here, this person is planning something towards you, but they're being patient. Oh shit. Okay, there we go. Okay, this makes a lot more sense now. So this person is totally acting like they've got a poker face right now, but you would not know how they were truly feeling. I will say energy doesn't lie. So if you feel like you're feeling a certain energy from this person, but their actions aren't showing it, trust what your energy says more than anything. But with the Hierophant here, I think this person has been learning from a lot of their past mistakes. I think, like, I just heard what goes around comes around. And I think this person has had some things come around to them where they've had some intense realizations. And I think that they have had to make some mistakes and make some difficult decisions where they've really been put to the test. And I think, and they've come out on the other side of a lot of them realizing that they could do more than they thought they could. And with the Two of Wands here, I think this person has discovered a lot more about themselves, and as a result, they're discovering that what they want from this connection is not what they originally thought that they wanted. Like, maybe they thought that this connection would just be something physical, but I think there's something deeper here. This person, I think, does have issues with jealousy. And if they have issues with commitment, I think they have made some sort of decision that they do want to be in some sort of commitment with you, if they're not already in a commitment yet with you. And if they are in a commitment with you now, then I think it's about ascending to a higher level of commitment, whether it's going from dating to being exclusive, whether it's, being exclusive to moving in together, or it's so on and so forth. You get what I mean? But I think this person is being really patient with it, because they are very cunning. They are very calculated and very smart. And they want to be in the ideal position, and they're unsure of how to move forward quite yet. There's a lot about their past behavior that they recognize doesn't align with their true self and their values and their morals. And I think that they have made a lot of progress in their personal life. I think they've overcome a lot of insecurities around their finances or insecurities around their worth. That may be still something in the back of their mind, or it may be something that for some of you, this person is still dealing with, but it's not something that's preventing this person at this point from, I guess it's not deterring them from, wow, this person is very protective of themselves. Because let me let me say this how this is coming out. They're not allowing their own insecurities to deter them from the possibility of potentially making some sort of move towards you. That was a mouthful. Why do you keep putting in Zuckerberg in my fucking head, Spirit? I just heard again, meats, smoking meats, like, Jesus. Yeah, smoked meats. God. Okay. I just also heard that someone's goose is cooked, but with the Hierophant here, this person, I think, has learned to trust Spirit more. And I think that they've kind of recognized that there's something more to this connection, and they've learned a lot. Depending on how long this connection has been a thing, they've definitely learned a lot from it. But they're still holding back from you. And these cards kind of put it perfectly, you know, avoidance, fear of chance, stagnation, conservatism, security, frugality. This person is holding themselves back. And I think it's partially because there is a fear of rejection here. There is a fear of betrayal as well. Like, because they are so drawn to you, it's like they can't help but be like redirected back to your energy. But they're afraid of making moves that will change the current circumstances of your connection, even though they want to. And I think they're going to. They're just being patient. They're like waiting to feel confident, because they do see you as like an ideal partner. And I think they've made the decision that they're willing to face the heartbreak involved if they do extend some sort of offer to you. Because I think that what's really holding them back now is the fact that your connection is kind of inconsistent. And this may be on the part of both of you or one of you, but it's just something that Spirit is bringing through. I'm not saying it's anyone's fault, but I do think that this person doesn't want to see you with anyone else. I feel like they hate the idea more of losing you to something or someone else than they do of facing the possibility of rejection. Because I think they've realized that in one option, they just give this situation up and don't even try. And in the other, they at the very least do what they can to make things happen. There's definitely emotions here that this person does not know if they should share or not. It's something that they've been afraid to and honestly kind of ignorant of in the past. I think that this person has definitely been the type of person to be pretty emotionally unavailable. And I think that you have sparked a lot of emotions within them that they thought that they didn't have anymore, that they don't feel things deeply very often. And one thing that I want to say, like, just in like an ASO side note, this person's energy is incredibly difficult to channel right now. Not like, it's like my head kind of started hurting, and I think that this person gets in these mental spirals where they don't even know what they don't know. And I think that this person can get overwhelmed sometimes, and this person is definitely very afraid of getting hurt. And I think that this person kind of creates some self-fulfilling prophecies. Like, they may leave people before they can leave them, or hurt people before they can hurt them. And I think this person is trying to be patient and protect their self-esteem, but also try to head towards this goal of like wanting to be more with you, wanting to be in more of a commitment. And the interesting thing is, like, I think at times they don't really trust themselves. With the Moon card being here, they could have Cancer energy in their chart. They could be ruled by the Moon, as Cancer is. Madison. But that's my name. Sorry. I didn't mean to, like. And now I'm apologizing and overthinking everything. Okay, yeah, that's the energy your person is in, for fucking sure. They're overthinking a lot of this. And that's what's interesting is like actually the energy, I was so weirded out by your cards. Not because there was just a lot, like not a lack of nuance, but like it was just incredibly straightforward. And I'm like, is that really it? And it's just kind of like, yeah, like there's attraction here. There's mutual connection. There's desire on both ends. But one of you is focused on doing what they need to do. The other is focused on taking the lead in this situation. And I think for this person, they feel you all the time and they don't understand why. And I think at times they're worried that if they trust their emotions, they'll get themselves in a shitty situation, or that if they don't do what is logical and best and right, that they will suffer as a result. Carnelian could be a significant stone because I caught myself like holding this carnelian heart. But I definitely think that this person wants to change this situation, but they're holding back from doing it because they're afraid. It's almost like there's a lot of fear here. There's a lot of fear, a lot of overthinking, a lot of like heaviness that doesn't feel related to, it could be related to the connection, but I feel like it's more, the heaviness is more so related to the fear of what happens if I make a move that ruins everything forever. And it's almost like this person feels safer in their fantasies and in their daydreams. And when they think about this connection, it's like if they face it in reality, then they may lose the fantasy of you. Which I'm not saying that that's not illogical, but that's just how this person is going about things. So they're essentially planning. They want to make moves towards this connection of some kind. But, you know, like this turtle in the Temperance card, they're taking their sweet old time. And from your perspective, you may just be like, you may feel like they're being sneaky. You may not understand what they're doing. And it's interesting because it's like, this is definitely their mask. Because when I saw that, I was like, there's something not right about that. Oh, yeah, they're going to offer you. It's going to be something smaller first. It's going to be something like, you know, just like opening, like they could be opening things up, like asking you out on a date, or wanting to, or just opening things up to your connection in a very playful way, or reopening things in a very playful way. But let it be known that they see you as somebody very significant, and they are trying to be patient and allow this situation to balance out. It's like they don't want to make moves until they feel more secure in themselves. I do think that they are slightly heartbroken over their past actions, or heartbroken over how things have played out. I also think this heartbreak could extend to things far outside of this connection. And I think this person knows that they can't just like pop in and out of your life all the time. It's like they have to make a decision where they either, you know, go all in or allow you to go your own way, you know, because they don't want to waste your time. But I think they are kind of wasting your time in a way. Not like, I think that's from your perspective, because you're just like kind of like maybe in this energy of like, what the hell is going on here? And I think that this person is in this energy too. I don't think there's any time actually being wasted. The idea that time is being wasted is honestly an illusion. But I don't think this person is feeling confident enough to come forward yet. I mean, between the Four of Pentacles, Death in reverse, and the Moon, there's a lot of hesitation here. Like this person feels like they'll be successful here, but they're afraid of the fact that what that might mean and what those deeper feelings might mean. Because there is, with this Ace of Wands here, a lot of attraction here and a lot of potential for this connection, and a lot of, it's like this person wants to light this connection on fire in like a good way. Like they want to put more energy into it. But they don't know how they're going to do that. And I think that they're very much overthinking that. I'm not going to lie. I kind of feel like I need to detach from this person's energy, because it's like really, really hard for me to channel them. So I'm going to ask your guides, their guides, my guides to kind of come through and tell me what I need to know, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm really struggling with their energy. So what does pile 4 need to know more than anything? This isn't something that you can control, first of all. And one thing that you do need to know is that you're not crazy in like the feelings that you're feeling and like what you feel like subconsciously is happening. Trust your subconscious feelings about this situation. I would say if you're the siren, continue focusing on what you're focusing on. Because if your person is the lion, they're definitely going to take the lead, take initiative within this situation. It's just a matter of when and how confident they will be. That's something we'll look at in the extended. But with you, if you are the lion person and I'm channeling the siren for you, then I think that this siren person is really just trying not to regress in this connection. Like, they don't want to fall into old patterns and habits. They don't want to get lost in themselves or lost in this connection again. It seems like this connection or connections previously really broke their heart. And it seems like they really just want to be safe and secure and in a balanced situation. And I feel like they're not going to put effort into something if it's not reciprocated. And they're not going to focus all their efforts on something, because I think this siren is realizing that they don't need to take much action towards things. They can just attract things on their own. But more so than anything, the moon is just what strikes me. It's like a lot of, well, first of all, I'm hearing Unwritten by, I think it's Natasha Bedingfield, and also Heart Attack by Demi Lovato. And I'm hearing the specific part, like the high note in that song, where it says like burst into flames or something like that. It's almost like there's just a lot underneath this surface. It's like you both are energetically gassing up the situation, and it's creating this this underlying energy between the two of you that's honestly kind of difficult to put my finger on and kind of confusing to explain. I'm actually going to have Spirit give me some things that you need to know. Because I think right now, honestly, this person is in this energy, this deceptive 7 of Swords energy, but it's like, it's because they have something that they want to confess. There's something that's on their conscience, you know what I mean? But they're afraid. They're very afraid. Like, I actually want to like keep this way, because it's like, especially if there's been difficulties in the past between the two of you, it's like they don't want to be more of a failure. And I hate that. And I hate that this person even thinks that they're like, I think that this person does struggle with the idea, like, they're not good at handling mistakes that they've made, and they're not good at facing things and taking accountability. And I think that your connection is maybe the first time this person has had to really consider being accountable. And this person sees something much deeper here with you. I think that they recognize that there is a spiritual element to this. And I do think that this person wants to go about your connection in a very traditional manner. Like, with the Hierophant and the 2 of Wands here, I do feel like, oh my God, and then Spirit was like showing me Edward Cullen. Like, okay, Spirit loves the like Twilight memes. I don't even know why. I think it's funny though, so I'm down with it. But this person is coming from a very traditional standpoint, and like, maybe your connection hasn't been very traditional, and maybe this person is saying like, is thinking like, okay, I want to go about this situation in a very traditional way. It's like they're planning, it's like and I feel like they haven't discovered all the facts that they need yet in order to feel like they're safe enough to continue. There's too much fear for this person to take action right now. It's almost like well, now I'm hearing Eye of the Tiger. Like, they're like, you know, waiting in the night. Like, they're like waiting for signs and waiting for their subconscious to tell them like, yes, it's time. They're waiting for this opportunity where they're like, okay, yeah, it's time to ignite like ignite this connection or ignite the passion again or ignite this for real. So I'm going to pull some, what Spirit wants to say about this, because I'm not getting a lot from this person. And I think that's mainly because, well, you're probably not getting a lot from this person. And you're probably like, what is going on with this person? And, okay, so we have the Eight of Wands coming out first. So, yeah, Spirit is saying, things will shift rapidly within this connection. Yeah, quick decisions, acceleration, air travel. For some of you, this person could be like deciding on like for example, if you both are internationally, this person could be deciding like whether they can afford to travel or like whether that's something that you would want. Yeah, we have the Queen of Cups in reverse and Judgment in reverse and the Hermit in reverse and the Ace of Cups in reverse. Yeah, change of heart. This person, I think this is a lot. Spirit's talking about, I think this is more so the past. These are past energies that this person is reflecting on. And these could be past energies that you're reflecting on as well. Like maybe you're feeling a lot of doubt. Maybe you're feeling very isolated. Maybe you're wondering like, maybe you're just feeling like, especially if you were rejected by this person in the past, I feel like you're just trying to move forward. And maybe you're trying not to have hope in this situation, or you're trying not to be too focused about this situation. But from what I can see here with this isolation card, one thing that I'm hearing is that you shouldn't be withdrawing from like not mainstream society, but you shouldn't be withdrawing like, don't let this situation like, well, I can't tell you what to do. You can do whatever you want. But Spirit may be saying to be aware of how you may be like building walls around yourself. Okay, yeah, I just cut the deck. I wish I had cut it in front of you. But with Justice, I think Spirit is saying the truth in this situation will prevail. The truth will come out. And I think Spirit is saying that, especially if this is an established connection, like, first of all, this person needs more time to kind of battle their demons, which I think is what they're working on. I think they're on the tail end of a lot of this because they are starting to feel more confident in themselves. They are starting to feel ready. But with like, you know, I feel like this person worries that it's too little too late. Like, it's not enough. And like this person has had a change of heart, but they're worried that you have too. So like if you gave this person your heart in the past and they didn't want it, they're worried that if they say, hey, like, I do want to try something, that you're going to be like, actually, I had a change of heart and I only want to focus on me. I only want to do me. So it's like this person is definitely doubting themselves, which is making them like hold back. But they have had an epiphany of some kind. They have had that. And I think that is what is getting them in this energy of like reigniting this or building momentum. I think just in the past, this person feels like there's a lot of mirroring here, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think you both are kind of insecure about this situation. I think you both are kind of overthinking this. I think you both are kind of like playing it very cool and just kind of, I don't know why I'm thinking about hockey right now. I mean, hockey could be significant, but it's almost like you're standing on two opposite ends of a room, like looking at each other. Or not even looking at each other, like feeling each other, but not acknowledging each other. It's like there's so much energy like that you feel, but it's like you're not coming out and acknowledging it. And I think what Spirit is saying is that like this energy is gonna flip like Triller. It's gonna, like, this shit is flipped right now, but I think it's gonna flip again. This reading has been so weird compared to the other three. I'm not gonna lie. It's like a I just heard mirage. Like, it feels so confusing. Like, as I have a hard time feeling, I'm having a hard time feeling grounded within this reading, and I'm having a hard time discerning your energies. I think they're very, there's a need to know that, like, because there is an energetic cord between the two of you, that's something you want to cut. If you feel called to, absolutely do that. If that's something that's your free will, I'm not saying that you should or you shouldn't. It's just making you aware that your energies affect each other. And I think that in this case, the energies here are very, like, they're so enigmatic. Like, this person worries that they don't, that you won't be open to them. This person worries that you see right through them. This person worries that you want nothing to do with them. For some of you. For others, I think that this person, and it's interesting because I was asking about spirit and then I get this person. And so I think that spirit may be trying to give you a lot of messages about this person, because this person's actual energy is quite chaotic at times, even though they keep it underneath the surface. I think it's just that you feel it subconsciously. You feel the chaos. And I think this person knows or feels like, even if it's not accurate, they feel like they're not on the same level as you. And they really are doubting themselves. And I think you're doubting this too. I think you're worried about, like, I think you're also feeling insecure within this situation. I think you're also doubting this situation, but I think you both want it to move forward. I think that you both are kind of just taking time to focus on yourselves. And I think the semantics of every situation is different, but there's definitely a need here to be patient. But the interesting thing is that not a lot, here's what I'll say. As a reader, and like the experience of reading, typically, like, when I am reading, it's very easy to just, like, get lost in the energies and just go. And it feels like I'm being fed words. I can't really remember what I say. It's kind of like I black out in readings. But within this one, and I think this is a very calculated move on Spirit's part, I'm having a really hard time getting my logical brain out of the way, getting my conscious thoughts out of the way. And I think that is the biggest blockage within this connection, is the doubt, the thoughts, the worry. Like, this is ultimate Seven of Swords energy, where you both are maybe just, like, worried that your guts are betraying you, your subconscious is betraying you. Like, you may be relying on a very logical outlook or a very logical perspective or point of view in order to feel safe and secure. When it comes to this connection, I feel like you both are trying to remain cool and detached and keep things very cool. It's like neither of you, like, even in your animal cards, it's like nothing is facing the other. Like, it's like you both are staring straight ahead, pretending like you can't feel this connection to this person. And I think for this person, it's like, what Spirit needs you to know is that there is a real need to just kind of surrender a lot of fears and whens and hows and whys, and more just, like, trust what your subconscious is telling you and cross that bridge when you get there. I feel like there's a lot of, like, worrying about shit, like, that is not even real yet. And I think this could be on your end too, but I feel like it's this person as well. It's like for example, if you're not in a commitment with this person, and this person struggles with commitment, right? They're like, okay, but what if I get in a commitment with pile 4 and then like we get engaged, and then they decide that they don't like my ties, and then they come to my house and they see my ties, and they're like, wow, your ties are really ugly. I could never marry someone with such ugly ties. I don't know why that's like, why is that I don't know why that's the spirit, that's the example Spirit's coming up with, but it's just like kind of ridiculous things that are not even grounded in reality and are not even a possibility, because the two of you haven't really created that yet. It's like you're worrying about things that can't even happen because you haven't even started to take action towards what could even potentially align you with that possibility. It's like honestly exhausting as fuck to read. Like with peace and love, like, and I'm sure you guys are really exhausted by this connection. I think that it makes a lot of sense that you both are kind of just in this energies of like trying to play it cool and like just trying to pretend like like it's not, like I don't feel anything. Like I think you guys are trying to pretend that the connection is to this person is weak and that it's like not actually a thing, but it definitely very much still is a thing. And it's just something that's, because neither of you seem to be acknowledging it on a conscious level or acknowledging it as something that you desire, or acknowledging it as something that you want, even though your subconscious may be telling you that you want it. It seems like your logical brain is saying, no, I could get hurt, I just need to stay, I need to stay away, I need to stay protected, I'm not sure, I can't trust my emotions, I can't trust this, I can't trust that. Like there's seriously so many things that I could just be worried about. And you see how fast I'm talking right now, that's how fast your brains talk. You just talk so fast and you just think about all these things and all these horrible possibilities and like all these things that could happen. Like everything could just burst up into flames, you know, it could just go all go to shit. And then where are you now? You're just burned and sad and worse off than you were before, and then that's just gonna fucking suck. Like y'all need to take a breath. And I think that that's kind of what Spirit has been doing, is like giving you guys that time to like take a breath and like be like, whoa, okay, like let's calm down. It's like you guys live in a landlocked place and you're worried about tsunamis, and it's like, why are you worried about a tsunami? Like the closest ocean is like 500 miles away. Like it's kind of like that energy. And truthfully, I think there is a tsunami of emotions here for the both of you. And I think it's like, I feel like you both want to pretend it's just like physical, but it's not. And maybe this person is the one that wants to pretend it's just physical. Maybe they're uncomfortable with their emotions. But I think that maybe there's a level of you where you feel burned, or where you feel like you don't want to be open about your emotions with this person at all or anymore, because you feel just like afraid of reopening certain wounds. But I think Spirit is saying like things in this situation will change rapidly. Also, I have to mention, I have this very weird urge to put out the light in my candle with my fingers, which obviously I'm not going to do that because that would fucking hurt. And also like, I've never had the urge to do that in my life, but it's almost like you both may be intentionally stomping out the flames in this connection because you're so afraid of getting hurt. And it's like you're hurting yourselves in the process of doing that. It's like you're creating self-fulfilling prophecies, if I'm being honest. But I think what Spirit needs you to know is that like, you're not, like, this situation is not going to be able to reach a better place or resolution when you're in this energy. And so I think the most important thing at this time is to kind of ground yourself and continue focusing on self until this situation can kind of align the way it needs to, until you kind of know what you're doing and you feel more confident in how you feel. And I think that's what this person needs as well. This person is learning how to have it, like, they're having changes of heart. I think they're still afraid of rejection, but I do think they want to come towards you. I do think they want to make moves towards you. And it's like, yeah, it's like with the King of Pentacles in reverse, it's like they want to be successful here, but they first have to learn to be less rigid and be more comfortable in the idea of taking a risk. I don't think this person likes risking things too often. And I think that you and this person are worried about being too codependent, worried about being too in one another's. It's like you both are like so into one another, you're afraid of like being into one another. I mean, like, I'm sorry, but you guys are confusing with peace and love. Like, yeah, there's a lot of chaotic energy here, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull you guys some advice. I will say we're gonna move into the extended and see what this person's next moves towards you are going to be. We're also gonna get channeled messages from their higher self and from their 3D self and see what they want to say to you. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull some pull some advice for you and then leave the reading here, at least the free reading, because I really can't like sit in this energy much longer. Like it's really, really difficult to keep my bearings, and like it's really difficult. But I will say I did just cut the deck and we saw fresh start, so let's see what's really coming on here. And I cut the deck again. What you seek is seeking you. But okay, let's see here, Spirit. What advice do you have for pile 4, please? What does pile 4? We have Diana, be one with nature. I do think that there is an element of like letting nature take its course here, like letting go of control, stop worrying about things that are not even a possibility yet. It's like what, like you could be like, what if we get married and then this person cheats on me? It's like, and like you and this person haven't even told each other how you feel. It's like, buddy, like we gotta scale things back here. Like that's not even like, it's like you're learning basic math and you're like, but what if I fail my astrophysics test 3 years from now? It's like not realistic. It's not realistic. It's your brain spouting out lots of fears. Ah ha ha! And that manifestation card came out anyway. So what you seek is seeking you, and curiosity, what sparks your interest. And on the back of the deck, we have, I always say her name wrong. I think it's Hecate. I'm gonna say it wrong, but it says change is important, release the past. And I think for the both of you, whether this is a new connection where maybe you both have had struggles with past connections, or whether this is a connection with history and there have been ups and downs here, I think that Spirit is saying, like, you know, don't try to control things, but like if this is something that you want to move forward, like you can't be afraid to follow it. You have to follow what like sparks your interest, what you find interesting. And I think with this card, you know, change is important, release the past. If this is a past connection or you've had past difficulties, I think Spirit is saying that you cannot expect the same actions to create different results. It's like you're gonna have to change how you think about this situation, you're gonna have to change how you see the situation, and you're gonna have to be able to release past events and look at this situation with a fresh slate in order to act clearly and take this situation at face value. So, okay, pile 4, I am going to go ahead and move things over to the extended now. So if you want to meet me over there, feel free. It'll be linked below. But if not, no worries. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much for watching my ads. That is the simplest and easiest way to support me. I hope this resonated. I'm honestly, I feel like this happens a lot less, but this definitely was an energy that, that got me a little confused. So I hope that this reading was helpful. If you'd like to support me in other ways, you can like this video, you can comment down below, let me know how it resonates. You can subscribe if you haven't already. And oh my god, one thing I want to mention is like I was kind of low-key avoiding doing this reading. I think you both are kind of low-key avoiding each other, and that may be kind of a problem. And I think that Spirit was showing that to me through that energy. But yeah, if you want to check out my merch, feel free to do that. My social media, my only social media accounts will be linked down below. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this video. And I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye!